Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today, and this week sees old Saint Nick coming to town and kicking some ass in Violent Night, hitting store shelves along with the cannibal love story, bones and all, a little bit of 4K upgrade goodness for the sci-fi horror extravaganza Event Horizon, and the 25th anniversary release for the 1998 crime drama Belly, along with Steelbook love for young Sherlock Holmes, and even a wee bit of Vestron Collector Series goodness for The Dentist and The Dentist 2. The doctor is in. Oh, you bet your ass he is. Plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart under the new release love, and there is a wee bit worth checking out. Might as well start down the path of getting to a little bit of Violent Night love, Mind Cage goodness, Taurus. But before we do, actually, I wanted to say that this is in a different area than it normally would be. Yeah, true story. You don't believe me? Wait a second, guys. So normally this shelf over here with the new releases would be right there. Yeah, usually with all the records now that's there, I have no idea why they moved it necessarily, but there's just more records. Hey, at least it's physical media something, so I guess I can't quite complain, but just kind of odd that they moved it after all these years. Yeah, I just come in here and it's a complete and utter shock, man. So now it's just here, right front and center, and I mean, it is right here, right in people's eye lines where they can actually see it and be intrigued by it. So there is that. So I guess I can't complain in that regard. At least they're giving it more of a spotlight, but just kind of odd. I come in here one week, it's one way, and then I come here another week and it's this way. Who says it's gonna be the same next week either? I guess we'll just have to wait and see, shall we? Oh, why the hell not, man? But hey, at least it's still sticking around, and that is never a bad thing. Oh, for damn sure it is. And let's dive in with none other than Holy Night, Holy Night. Santa kicks a lot of fucking ass. Oh, Violent Night, baby, the Blu-ray DVD for $22.96, man. That's a good price for a good boy. Oh, indeed it is, man. Oh, man. I got a chance to watch this in the movie theater with John, man. Once we saw the trailer, dude, we were hooked. Line and sinker, man. We wanted to watch this bad boy in a big bad way. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like Die Hard with Santa Claus? What? Dude, why haven't they made that shit before? Oh my god, brilliant, baby. And so, my god, man, we were all over this. And truth be told, the movie, Dead Serious, did not disappoint, man. Not even close, man. It is that awesome. It is that great. It's exactly what it's advertised as, and it's just what you were looking for, what you were expecting, what you wanted. It's basically Santa who's this drunk loser, just absolutely over this Christmas shit. All right. And yeah, there's some kids that still believe every now and again, but man, few and far between, bro. He's just going through the motions at this point. And there's this rich family that's getting robbed big time for huge amounts of money, millions and millions of dollars, man. And Santa is kind of caught in the crosshairs because he's delivering the presents just as they are attacking the mansion and the family and everything. And so, does he walk away? Or does his heart get the better of him and he decides to take action on his own? Well, Santa, I mean, yeah, you can be sort of over the shit, but to be honest with you, you still gotta care a little bit. So of course, he takes down the bad guys because not everyone can be nice. A lot of them can be naughty. And they are definitely on Santa's list. Oh, you bet your ass they are, man. Wow, dude. They truly indeed are, man. Damn, this was incredibly fun. This was hella entertaining. Violent as hell. I mean, it's in the title. Hello. I mean, it truly is. I love the story. I love the charm. I love David Harbour as Santa Claus, man. David Harbour kills it as Kris Kringle, Santa, however you want to name it, man. He is awesome in this role. I love the action sequences. It's brutal. It's badass. It's in your face. It's uncompromising. Necks are getting snapped. People are getting gunned down. Crazy wild kills, dismemberments, you name it, man. It was all over the place and so fucking awesome, dude. It was absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. And on top of that, not only is it violent and the action is completely fucking killer, you also have a really great emotional story and heart to the film about believing in Christmas and the meaning of Christmas and how this little girl really makes Santa believe in it again. It's crazy to think that not only can this movie be really ultra violent and bloody and action-packed, but you have a really great gripping heart to it, and it really feels heartwarming. You really get a great message at the end of this thing. Dude, this thing has everything, man. It really does. It's just wrapped into one great, wonderful present. And it was so awesome to be in the movie theaters, seeing this thing on the big screen, man. I was cheering, I was clapping. Hell, even at the end, I ain't gonna lie, man, I kinda even shed a little bit of a tear. Oh, it truly was, man. God, it was fucking amazing. They just don't make them like this, man. This type of shit usually goes to fucking straight to DVD or Blu-ray or something. It doesn't come to the movie theater. It doesn't get a big budget like this. But it's just crazy that a big Hollywood studio put this thing out. Somebody made this for a decent amount of a budget, and you got decent actors in here. David Harbour, Beverly D'Angelo, John Leguizamo, a lot of really great actors in this piece, man. And they're all committing to it. And it's campy, and it's ridiculous, and it's over the top, and a little bit of cheese, but it's got some good heartfelt moments, and it's got a big enough budget where they can actually make it work and make it effective and violent and spectacular enough. It is so well done in so many aspects, and I loved every single second of this movie, man. Violent Night is a great night if you're up for a little violent, gory Santa Claus action love. And come on, who isn't? To enter into the mind of a killer, you have to become the killer? The DVD Blu-ray digital of Mind Cage for $13.96. Yeah. I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime because that's actually not a bad cast, man. Martin Lawrence, Melissa Rosber, John motherfucking Malkovich, baby. I mean, come on. I had to at least give it a chance, man. And basically, the movie is about this young detective played by Melissa Rosber and the more seasoned of the two played by Martin Lawrence. And they're trying to catch this copycat killer who is basically doing the same type of killings that John Malkovich's character of The Artist did many years ago. Now he's imprisoned, and they're trying to find clues and answers, and even working with the artist himself to try to catch the killer for good, and all of the action and the horror and the mind games that go with it. Yes. Oh, indeed it does, man. And you know what? When I was watching this movie, dude, this is a mashup of so many different types. It's like David Fincher's Seven meets Hannibal Lecter's Silence of the Lambs with a little bit of Law and Order, a splash of even Fallen with Denzel Washington, man. I won't really say where that whole Fallen aspect comes in. You're gonna have to watch it for yourself. But even that twist, I was like, oh, come on, man. I was like, it's kind of interesting, and it's also like, oh, man, that's a load of BS, baby. That's a hot load of it, man. Yo, and I'm like thinking to myself, man, I've had to swallow a lot of shit in my movie watching days, man. I've had to swallow a lot of premises, but that coming out of nowhere, Where the hell did you pull that out of your ass? I'm just saying, man. When you watch it, you'll know what I mean, dude. But overall, I gotta admit, it wasn't bad necessarily. I did kind of enjoy it for what it was. I think the problem is been there, done that, dude. I mean, if you've seen Seven, or even a movie like Resurrection with Mr. Highlander himself, dude, that was really good. Or if you've seen a lot of Law and Order, or killers that are locked up and, you know, the person on the scene has to end up getting their help to solve a crime, like Blacklist, that TV show. I mean, this has a hodgepodge of all different kind of ideas from all different kinds of TV shows and movies, and it's nothing new. It's been there, done that, tried and true, but not done nearly as clever or as interesting. I mean, I will say this much. They did have a little bit of twists and turns, surprises that I didn't see coming, like that whole, like, mystical, fallen type of storyline that just pops up out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell, dude? I did not see that shit coming, man. I thought it was going to be one thing, and it turned into a totally different thing, and I'm like, wow. Dude, man. Okay, you got me. It's like, all right, I sure as shit didn't see that coming. But then again, once you really think about it, you're like, dude, that makes literally no fucking sense, dude. That is fucking asinine, man. If you think about it too long, man, you'll hurt your goddamn brain. But that being said, some of the thrills and the mysteries and the action is alright for what it is. Low budget, but it works alright. And the acting is good. I mean, Melissa Roxburgh is actually really solid. John Malkovich playing this devious intellectual killer, very much Hannibal Lecter-esque. He does a decent job. But Martin Lawrence, man, he tried to go for the real hardcore, serious detective type of shit. And I don't know if he really pulled it off, man. Kinda milquetoast. Kind of, a little bit, man. I mean, I give him credit for trying as much as he did, but it just didn't really work out, dude. Stick to Bad Boys, bro, will ya? Because you're better at the more, like, tongue-in-cheek action comedy stuff than this, man. You tried, and I hate to say it, but you failed kind of hard. Yeah, you are definitely the weak link of the bunch, dude. But the acting for the most part is okay. It's an average mystery, thriller, drama. It has its moments, but it's really nothing special at the end of the day. There's so many movies and TV shows that are just like this that you've probably seen, and this brings really nothing new to the table, man. Except for that crazy wild twist, which is just wow. Man, I really gotta be in the writer's room for that shit. How the hell do they come up with that crap, brother? I'm still reeling from that, man. And especially when they try to involve Martin Lawrence in it. Yeah, man. Trying to have him pull that off. Not so hot. Not succeeding so hot, man. I don't want to give it away, man, because you just got to experience it for yourself, but it's a doozy, let me tell you, man. Alright, average, okay, but you could do a hell of a lot better. Mind Cage has moments, but that's all it's really got. Been there, done that, and honestly, done better. Well, at least you tried. Successfully, no, but I guess I can give you points for trying. Sorta. Sometimes being a rock star isn't all it's cracked up to be. Said literally no one ever. In Taurus of a DVD for $12.96, and obviously, you know what? I would just pay an even more expensive ticket to probably watch your favorite rock stars and entertainers, because you'll get a hell of a lot more entertainment paying more for a concert live audience ticket than you will this goddamn fucking movie. Holy shit, man. Dude, I watched this on Amazon Prime, and man, I want my money back. I really do, dude. I seriously, holy hell, man, I need my money back like a motherfucker on this thing, because damn was I not satisfied on this. Look, it's basically about this rising, troubled rock star musician who's extremely popular, but he has issues with his life and his money and his fans and the fame. and all eventually just comes crashing down around him while he's trying to keep it together all at once. That's basically what this movie is about, man. And it sounds good. Like, when I describe it like that, you're like, ooh, interesting. Like a rock star's life, the fame and then the troubles. You're like, oh shit, that sounds really great, man. Really thrilling and fascinating. Yeah, no, man. I'm really hyping this thing up like a motherfucker, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. The hype ain't worth shit. Alright? Please take my word for this. Please, to God's sakes, do not suffer like I did watching this movie, man. Please, to God. I'm forewarning you, man, ahead of time. I really am. Because when I pressed play on this, I thought, oh, okay, a rock star's life. There's going to be some interesting personalities and at least some entertaining music. Something to keep me going. And about 20 or 30 minutes into the movie, I thought to myself, I'm like, dude, is this going anywhere? Is there actually going to be a purpose to this movie, or an entertaining character that I can connect with, or I don't know, anything that I kind of feel like is worth my time? And no, not at all, man. I went through another hour of this shit and just thinking to myself, dude, this was the biggest fucking waste of time I've ever fucking had with a movie. I mean, even the worst movies that I don't like, man, even something like Halloween Ends or Pray for the Devil, something like that. I mean, at least those have certain qualities that I can still sort of hang on to. Some of the kills, at least, or, you know, some of the effects, something that I can at least be like, okay, well, the movie wasn't great, but at least they had this to kind of keep me entertained, dude. This thing fucking made me want to go to bed, dude. Seriously, this thing is a cure for insomnia like a motherfucker, man. All this is this rock star, this emo, pouty, depressed rock star. Oh, I'm rich, and all the girls like me, and I'm getting laid constantly, and I'm so depressed, and my life is terrible, and I'm a downward spiral. I'm like, are you kidding me? Seriously? If this is all you have to complain about, man, shut the fuck up, will ya? My God, man. People on the street who are homeless have more problems than you, man. Oh, I don't know. Women are coming over to my mansion and, you know, wanting to sleep with me, and I have so much money, and I have a personal assistant, and oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. And I'm like, oh my God, jeez, are we seriously? This is what counts as fucking problems these days? Give me a break, will ya? My God, man, just pout your tears with your fucking $100 bills, you prick. Oh, man, goddamn, dude. It was just a whole entire hour and a half of this pouty, mopey, self-obsessed, egotistical motherfucker and everybody else around him trying to get him straight or get his life in order, and he's just completely ripping these people a new asshole or complaining to people. Like, for instance, there's a fan that wants a picture. He doesn't want to give the picture at first, but he's hanging with these other rappers, and they're like, hey, yeah, bring him in. Hey, go. If he's bringing the pizza, wants a picture, hey, why not? And suddenly he's like, hey, I can do a little bit of rapping, you know, you mind if you want to hear me? And suddenly this guy's like, get the fuck out of here, man. Oh, fuck you, you asshole. You ain't that shit. You ain't good. And I'm like, dude, this is one of your fans. He's just wanting to hang out with you and spend time with you and actually want to show you some of his skills. Dude, we all gotta start somewhere. And you're really acting like an asshole? Dude, and this is the main character? This is the person I'm supposed to be rooting for? Fuck that, man. God, dude, I was wishing for this guy to basically have a downward spiral, because at least that would have been somewhat entertaining. But even his downward spiral is boring and mundane. Man, he can't even get that shit right. Oh, man, that is really terrible, dude. It's really pathetic and pitiful, And there's some good actors in here, man. There's Ruby Rose, there's Scoot McNairy. I mean, there's some decent people in this thing, and they're all barely in this. They're like cameos. One's the agent that is trying to keep his client together so that he can make him more money. The other one, Ruby Rose, plays this like drugged out, strung out chick that's giving him, extra drugs on the side. And I'm like, jeez, Ruby, you had the world with Batwoman and you give it up for roles like this. Jeez. Really moving up in the world, aren't you? Oh my God, man. Look, all I wanted out of this thing was an entertaining rock star gone wrong picture. And I completely fucking got something that was just this emo, mundane dude that somehow gets chicks because he looks like he hasn't taken a shower in days. And somehow that appeals to women nowadays. Okay, I guess that's a thing. And just the downward spiral of his life. But it's just done so crappy and so slowly paced and so boring and so mundane, and you just feel like you're falling asleep and you're like, okay, wake me up when he kills himself. Oh, he did at the end? Shit, the credits are rolling? Wait a minute, they're playing one of his rap songs? Oh shit, it's terrible? Oh fuck, I'm glad he's dead. Oh man, it really is not good. It is an absolute bore fest, man. You will fall asleep watching this goddamn thing, or at the very least, you'll be sitting there thinking to yourself, this is what Hollywood is spending their money on? Paying for this shit? I mean, let's be real, man. I've taken shits that are more exciting than this movie, man. I mean, I truly have, dude. Damn, this was just an absolute, completely lost cause. And I can't even say there's any saving grace. Even the music, man. I mean, it's supposed to be done by Machine Gun Kelly, and I don't know what you guys think about Machine Gun Kelly, good, bad, indifferent, whether you like the dude or not, but man, this music is terrible, dude. If this passes for popular music nowadays, dude, I'm glad I'm still listening to the 80s shit. Alright, I really am, man. I mean, I kept thinking to myself while watching this movie, is this somewhat based on Machine Gun Kelly's life and a biopic? Was this supposed to be a backdoor, like, Machine Gun Kelly rock star biopic movie? Because if it is, man, dude, he can keep that shit. All right, he truly can, because that's god awful, dude. I mean, there's a lot of really great rock star biopics out there. There is, man. And even there's some okay fake ones. Like, remember that movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, that movie, dude. Not many people remember it. Can't quite say I blame them. It's just okay. It ain't great, man. Average at best, but it's a hell of a lot more exciting than this, man. I mean, do something exciting. Do, a really great, entertaining turn about this guy's life, of him coming up, and then the failures of going back down, man. And maybe that's what they were trying to do with this movie. Maybe they were trying to make a commentary about the good and bad of being a rock star and all the complications that go with it, and how people use you and abuse you and everything. Maybe that's what they were trying to do with this movie, but I gotta be honest, man, that was a lost fucking cause, because how they ended up making it and how they ended up actually setting up the scenarios, I mean, there's better ways to do this. A movie like Rockstar proves that. Any Rockstar biopic, man, can prove that. There's so many better ways to tell that story, and just having a pouty, brat-like musician who doesn't look like he's showered for days on end, being like, my life is terrible, and I'm making so much money, and fans are all over me, and women want to wet my noodle, and everything. I'm thinking to myself, like, what the hell, dude? Seriously, this guy is just an absolute train wreck of an individual, and train wrecks can be interesting, but when it's this mundane as it is, dude, I can't even get behind this shit, man. And I like a good, like, Rockstar Gone Wrong type of movie, but this, man, is not the way. Not the way at all, dude. Not even fucking close, man. if this is what rock stars are nowadays, if this is how the emo rock stars like Machine Gun Kelly are popular because of this shit, dude, take me back to the Motley Crue days, take me back to the hair metal days, take me back to, the grunge flannel days, man, because if this is where rock stars are heading, if this is the rock star story now, man, I'm out. And y'all motherfuckers can keep it. I'm just saying, man. Good God, dude. That's fucking embarrassing and disappointing like hell. But if you watch it, and I don't recommend you do, but if so, you'll know what I mean. Oh, indeed you will, man. Good God. That may be disappointing, but the physical media overall for Walmart, not bad. A little bit here, a little bit there, but is there anything else worth checking out? Indeed there is, because you can't have out and about love. Let's be real. You seriously can't without going to the dentist. Oh, yes. Oh, look at this. Man, the Collector's Series Vestron release Blu-ray digital of the Dentist Collection. The Dentist and The Dentist 2 open wide. Oh man, for $12.96. That's a fantastic price, man. Dude, this is my jam, man. This is the shit. Oh, this is fucking great, dude. And I gotta give a lot of credit to Vestron for releasing editions like this, man. Whether we're talking about weird Christmas horror goodness, little monsters, Earth Girls Are Easy, Dream a Little Dream, and so many more. They are a great company that has done some really great collector's series releases, man, and this is yet another one. We're traveling all the way back to 1996, baby, yes. Oh my God, blast from the friggin' past, dude, woo! But so damn sweet, man. Of course, we got a little bit of dental hygienist deadliness with my man Corbin Bernsen, baby. Yes, I love Corbin Bernsen, man. And you gotta remember, back when this movie came out, because he was on LA Law, if you remember that show, that's another blast from the past too. And the idea that he was kind of playing the goody lawyer, he wanted to dive into something else a little bit meatier, and this script came along of this dentist gone mad, crazy, insane, and he decided to take it and give a star like Corbin Bernsen a lot of credit for back in the day, man, on this wildly popular hit show to do this sort of campy horror flick. It takes balls, man. Not every major star is willing to do that, and Corbin did, and I give him a lot of credit, man. And the thing about it is that it's a great premise for a movie, because we give doctors and dentists so much control and so much power over us. I mean, just think the idea of going into the dentist's office and him using all of those metallic tools, rooting around in your mouth. I mean, dude can do some damage. Just saying, he can do some serious, crazy amount of horrific madness inside your teeth, man. And just the idea of that just gives me the willies. Oh man, gives me the creeps. And I think they really take full advantage of this. Yeah, it is a little ridiculous, it is a little over the top and cheesy, but I do kind of appreciate it, man. But I just love Corbin Bernsen just going full tilt, madcap, crazy, insane, and he does it so well, man. He just loses his shit in the best way, man. He's fucking awesome. I give him a lot of credit. The movies aren't perfect. They're not the most high-budget horror flicks you're ever gonna see, but I remember watching them at a very impressionable age, where I was really getting into a lot of really great horror flicks, and The Dentist just sort of stuck with me. Crazy enough as it was, man, I've always loved these movies, ridiculous and cheesy and odd as they may be. They kind of hold a special place in my heart at that time, being a horror lover and getting into the genre as I was, man. I kind of dig these movies. They're not everybody's jam, but they happen to be mine. I love Corbin Bernsen here. Brian Usna directing, he's so great, man. Whether it's Bride of Reanimator or Society. He's done a lot of really great flicks, man, and the Dentist ones are fantastic. Yes, the second one technically isn't as good as the first one necessarily, but I still really love it, man. I mean, we only got 2 Dentist films with Corbin Burnson, and that's a damn shame. I wanted more, man. Why are we rebooting shit like Candyman and everything, man? Let's do another Dentist flick. Come on, I know you want it. I definitely do, man. Damn, I never thought I would, as a physical media collector, see a day where there would be a collector's series release of the Dentist movies. I mean, we are living in a crazy world when I see this shit, man. We really are, but I'm so happy, man. These are great flicks. Yeah, cheesy, ridiculous, a lot of B-movie oddity in here, but that being said, hey, who doesn't love a little good B-movie cheese with their horror flicks? It's definitely preferred. Oh, it is indeed, man. Look at that. That is killer. Pun totally intended. Oh, yes, it is, man. God, thank God for companies like Vestron, because if it wasn't for them, movies like this would still not have the physical media love, and that would be a damn shame. Oh, it would indeed. Man, what great releases. Not bad, even a little bit of Vestron goodness. Now that is definitely what I'm talking about. Not bad at all. I hope you agree. Let's head out. Now we talking. Hey, man, the second out and about of 2023, and they have the physical media goodness out in front of the masses, ready to be bought and taken home to be put on the shelf to stay dusty for a long time. No, of course not. But just the fact that they have it, the fact that they're putting out the physical media, it's front and center. Man, dude, I said it before, but I'll say it again. Maybe they are improving. Maybe I've been an impression on them. I knew I was a role model in one way or another. I don't know about that one, but hey, I'll take what I can get, man. Not bad. I mean, they don't have everything. I mean, I didn't see Bones and All, which is kind of weird because I thought I'd see that here. I mean, if any place that'd have it, it'd definitely be Walmart, but no Bones and All of. Odd to say that, but well, we got most of it, and I can't complain, especially after seeing the Vestron goodness. Hey, that'd make any collector happy, baby. Oh, it will. That's for damn sure, man. Not too bad for the physical media love this week. Not crazy amounts, but just enough to whet the appetite. That's for damn sure. But there is more physical media goodness out there. At least I hope there is. But I'd like to go exploring. So how about we go and see what they got? All right, everybody. We are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I got to talk to you guys about something. So just because people tell you that something isn't great doesn't necessarily mean that it is, and vice versa. Sometimes you have to end up experiencing it for yourself, but when the product isn't there, I guess you just have to take somebody's word for it, don't you? Apparently so. From Variety, shelving Batgirl was the right decision, says new DC Studios head Peter Safran. It would have hurt DC. Really? Let's dive in, shall we? Warner Brothers faced controversy in summer 2022 when it axed the Batgirl feature film despite it being nearly finished. But Peter Safran, the new co-chairperson and CEO of DC Studios alongside James Gunn, said it was the right decision at a press event on the Warner Brothers lot. Batgirl is a character that inevitably we will include in our story. On the Batgirl front, it's not about being late in the process of the film getting canceled. I saw the movie, and there are a lot of incredibly talented people in front of and behind the camera on that film, but that film was not releasable, and it happens sometimes. The film was not releasable at all. I actually think that President and CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, David Zaslav, and the team made a very bold and courageous decision to cancel it because it would have hurt DC. It would have hurt those people involved. Does it indeed? I think that they really stood up to support DC, he continued. The characters, the story, the quality, and all of that. I spoke to Adil and Bilal, the directors, last week. We were chatting. We'd love to be in business with all of those folks. Christina Hodson wrote it. Some people are already back in business with us. As I said, a lot of talented people were involved, but the film was just not releasable. it would have not been able to compete in the theatrical marketplace. It was built for the small screen. So again, I think it was not an easy decision, but they made the right decision by shelving it. Did they now? Apparently so, guys. Okay, so I have always said and defended and continue to do that to this day, mind you, that you need to experience a film for yourself to truly know whether it is good or bad. Yes, we can make an opinion one way or another, be swayed here and there, but at the end of the day, in order to form your own opinion, you need to end up watching the film for yourself to get the full perspective and understanding. Who knows? You might like it, or you could hate it, but at least you experienced it for yourself to make your own full-fledged opinion. And when Peter Safran comes out and says this, well, it was not releasable. I mean, come on. David Zaslav made the right decision. And there's a lot of people online that are defending that. Well, I mean, hey, he said it wasn't releasable, so it must not have been releasable, right? Wow. So if he said for you to jump off a bridge, you'd jump off a bridge as well because he told you to do that. I mean, come on, man. To me, I want to see the product. Even if it's unfinished, I still want to see it because I want to experience what they're talking about. Was it unreleasable? Are they just saying that for the sake of saying it? I mean, think about this for a second. Peter Safran is now employed by Warner Brothers DC, right? So is James Gunn. Of course, they're going to come out and say whatever they need to say to make David Zaslav and whatever he wants done look good. That's it. It's as simple as that, man. And so when you say, well, it wasn't releasable because it was built for the small screen and yada, 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 it all sounds well and good, but is that really honestly the truth, though? I mean, so you're saying that movie would have hurt the DC brand. Okay, so the first Suicide Squad didn't hurt the DC brand. Black Adam didn't hurt the DC brand. I could go on and on and on. But, so you're telling me those movies didn't, but Batgirl would have been the one to ruin the entire DC franchise. Really? Okay. I guess it was that bad of a movie that it would have ruined them entirely. Look, let's be real, man. We are in the golden age of superhero comic book movies, yes? I think we can all agree on that. And yet at the same time, there are movies out there that are not that great. Hell, Marvel makes some of them as well. Thor the Dark World, Eternals, yada, 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 But did those movies exactly hurt the brand? No, people still go out to the movie theaters in droves and watch that stuff. One or two bad films does not kill your entire fan base or your entire franchise. You make missteps. It happens, okay? You're human. Not everything you make is going to be a home run. You're not always going to hit it out of the ballpark. That just happens, okay? And so I hear this and I'm like, I don't entirely believe it. At the same time, we only have their word to go off of because they'll never release the film. I mean, let's be honest. They are never going to release that film. It is unfinished. It's about 90% finished. 10% they need to redo some shooting and special effects, you name it. But they're never going to release that because it's just not profitable for them to do it. There's not a hunger for it. Like Zack Snyder's Justice League. There was such a hunger for that movie. There was such a hunger to see the rest of his vision. There was petitions and there was outcries and there was so much stuff. That's not the case with this. There is no major, huge amount of a fan base looking to support a future release of this film. It's just not going to happen. And so this movie is just going to be shelved forever and never see the light of day. So all we have to go off of is James Gunn and Peter Safran and David Zaslav, and we have those people to go off of to basically say, yeah, hey, wasn't that good, folks? Sorry, not sorry. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. But at the end of the day, do you believe them? Do you believe that this thing was absolutely unsalvageable? Do you believe that all the creative people in front of and behind the camera made this thing into an absolute turkey? I mean, do you seriously think that everybody, down to the directors who did the most profitable film in 2020, do you think they would have fucked it up that badly? Do you think that Brendan Fraser being the bad guy in Batgirl really fucked up in a big bad way? Do you think this stuff, guys? I don't know. I just don't entirely buy it, man. And yet at the same time, we just have their word to go off of, and that's all we'll ever have, man. And it's a goddamn shame. You know, look, Hollywood is full of a lot of bullshit. I think you guys know that at this point. And it depends on whether you truly believe the bullshit, whether you're going to go along with it at the end of the day. I got to admit, look, I'm looking forward to what Peter Safran and James Gunn does. There's no doubt about that. I'm absolutely 100% looking forward to that. But at the same time, I know they have to tread the company line. And this is another way of doing it. Do you ultimately believe what they're saying? Or would you like to see a future release of this, even if it's on streaming? Which I thought that was ultimately the goal of this movie, was to be on streaming anyways. So if it was built for the small screen, if that was always the intention, why not just make it happen anyways? I'm just saying, guys. I mean, this is a conundrum to me. To say this movie would have hurt the brand, and yet at the same time there's been so many other things that have done the same thing, and yet you go out of your way to defend those. So what's the deal? Will we ever know? I kind of highly doubt it, but hey, you never know what the future holds. Definitely let me know what you guys think about that. In the meantime, there was some decent physical media love at Walmart, no doubt about it, but what about Target? Well, I guess we'll just have to go in and check it all out.
All right, everybody, we are in a good old Target with the new release love, and there is a little bit of it we're checking out. Ooh, I'm ready to dive in, and I know you are too, so let's do it with He's Making a List, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is kicking some ass. Oh, indeed he is. With a Blu-ray DVD digital of Violent Night for $22.99. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, man. Oh, baby, man. Let me tell you, if you're naughty, Santa ain't gonna be nice to your ass. Oh, that's for damn sure. Woo, boy. You know, it's got a great mix of action, horror, comedy. It's a great melting pot, man. It truly, honestly is. And that's because of Tommy Wirkola, the director of this fine motion picture. And it's not the first time that he's combined the elements together. He did it for Dead Snow and Dead Snow 2. Also for Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, which, by the way, I actually really like that movie, man. I think it's really entertaining, man. Fun as hell. Quirky, a little over the top, but totally my jam. I really, really dig that one in a big bad way, man. I kind of have a soft spot for it. The Dead Snow movies, they're kind of average at best. I mean, I like them well enough. They're not my favorite zombie movies of all time, but they're not exactly the worst either. In fact, there's this one scene in Dead Snow where we were watching it, and this one guy is getting it on with this chick in this like outhouse. And he just took a shit and he's wiping his ass, and she ends up like licking his finger after he wipes his ass. And oh my god, me and Bob are like, oh no. Like, god, she's a shit licker. And I'm like, wow, remembering anything from that movie, and you remember the chick that licked the guy's finger with the shit on. I'm like, okay, well, if there's, I guess, anything you want to remember, why the hell not, man? It's not the Nazi zombies, it's the shit licking chick. Fair enough, man. For what it's worth, dude. They're okay movies for what they are, but they're a really great combo of all those different genres being mashed together, man. And I think that's what Tommy Wirkola does best, man. I think that's what he's really a good specialist for, is combining a lot of genres together into a great melting pot of just absolute nuttiness and craziness, man. I mean, he doesn't do it as well as somebody like Sam Raimi, but he's within that same sort of mentality, and I really appreciate it, man. And Violent Night really proves that if you have the right budget, if you have the right actors attached to it, you can make something really entertaining, really schlocky, but incredibly fun, man. And this is definitely one of them. Quite good, man. And I just love the idea of Santa going around and beating the crap and killing people. There's something about that, dude, that I really love, man. It actually reminds me of that scene where Bill Murray is showing this trailer commercial to the board members in Scrooged. Do you remember that scene where he's showing off that holiday action Lee Majors movie? The night the reindeer died. Yes. Oh man, that was so good. Lee Majors is going to the North Pole and he's rescuing Santa from these mercenaries that are trying to kill him. That's so great, dude. I remember watching that thinking to myself, dude, if they made that movie for real, I would watch the shit out of that. I seriously would, dude. There's even like one moment in the trailer where Santa and Mrs. Claus are like, "You've been a really good boy, Lee." And Lee Major's like, "Okay, thanks, Santa, but I gotta kill some bad guys now, you know what I'm saying? I gotta wreck some shit up. I kinda wanna stay on the nice list." Oh man, that was so great, dude. But the whole idea of a Santa that is sort of badass is not exactly a new concept. Even like 2 or 3 years ago with a movie like Fat Man with Mel Gibson, which was so great, dude. I love that movie. So it's not exactly new. It's been floated in the ether for a long time. There's other ones out there that have done the same ideas. So it's nothing revolutionary, so to speak, but I just love seeing it over and over again, man. I mean, Santa is supposed to be this wholesome, kid-friendly type of person, and yet seeing him do something like this, man, just really warms my heart. It really does, dude. Tommy Wirkola isn't always the best at what he does, but when it comes to Santas that are badass, he tends to do pretty damn well. And this Santa is one that you definitely won't want to piss off. You gotta be tough in the streets when you're dealing in the world of belly. Yeah. This is a 4K Blu-ray digital for $16.99. Wow. Okay, talk about surprises, man. I was not expecting this. Okay, interesting. Wow, Belly from 1998. I gotta talk about a blast from the goddamn past. Holy shit. I gotta admit, I've always liked that cover, though. It's pretty, very vibrant cover with the blacks and the whites mixed in together. It's actually quite unique. I've always liked that, man. Nas, DMX, Method Man. Okay, baby. One of those crime movies gone terribly wrong, man. Yes, another one of those from the good old 90s, dude. Man, it has been a hot minute since I have watched this movie, man. It's been a long ass time. Last time I watched this was probably early 2000s, so it's been at least 20 years since I've seen this movie, man. Wow, jeez. Talk about something I never thought would get 4K love, but damn glad it did, man. Hey, anything gets 4K love nowadays, even Belly. Oh, damn right. Now, I gotta admit, even though I don't remember as much as I do, I remember it being an alright movie. It's nothing great, though. It kind of feels like a glorified or more expensive rap video, I would say. And that's not to say that's a bad thing necessarily, but it's not really all that great either. I mean, Hype Williams is a music video director, so he's directed a shitload of music videos, has one hell of a career, has done some amazing, memorable videos for a lot of artists out there, and he does a good job making this sort of a thrilling crime, in the hood, dangerous streets type of drama and thriller, but it doesn't really quite 100% work, man. In my opinion, it's an average at best film. It's kind of on the lower end of these type of 90s films, whether we're talking about Boys in the Hood, New Jack City, Menace to Society, Dead Presidents, Set It Off. I mean, I could go on and on and on, man. There's a lot of really great ones from the 90s. And this one is more like B or C level. It's still good, but it's nothing really great and it's nothing really amazing. It's kind of just alright. Once you've gotten through all of the really better ones from the 90s, then you end up getting to something like Belly. That's not to say, again, it's necessarily bad. It's just alright, but the acting from Nas, DMX, and Method Man doesn't exactly wow ya. The story isn't exactly the most original thing. Other people have done it throughout the 90s and the 80s, so been there, done that. Like I said, there's the glitz and the glamour of it and, all of the dangers. But again, it just doesn't really connect with me, or at least it didn't at the time. I mean, it's been over 20 years, folks, since I've seen this film, so maybe a revisit is definitely due. But I don't know, it didn't stick with me the first time, and something tells me it might not the second time, but who knows, maybe, maybe not. It all depends, guys. I mean, if this is your jam, I can't quite say I blame you. I mean, I love the music of Nas, I love the music of Method Man, DMX, rest in peace. That guy was absolutely phenomenal, and he has been in better movies. Just saying, man. It's alright. It's not perfect. Okay at best. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being that at the end of the day, because there's a lot of movies out there, man, that are hot garbage, dude. I mean, absolutely 100% unwatchable, man. Real pieces of shit. So being average isn't so bad. I mean, it really isn't at the end of the day, dude. I mean, if we're really being honest with ourselves, like I said, it's not downright terrible. I remember really enjoying it for what it was, but just kind of felt that it was been there, done that, and I thought it was done better is all, man. I mean, DMX has done better stuff. Method Man has done better stuff. Hype Williams, this is really, I think, his only major, theatrical film he ever did. He's just more of a music video director, and he did better at that than he did with this movie. Just saying, man. I mean, it was worth the effort, but I don't think really it ends up going past just average. And when you're talking about some of those really great ones from the 90s, it's hard to beat them. Belly isn't bad. It definitely passes the smell test. And if you're interested in a good crime drama, after you've seen a lot of the better ones, check it out. Definitely worth the watch. Rock Dog 3? What? Wait a minute. They made this into a trilogy? Oh my Lord. Who was asking for this shit? The Blu-ray digital of Rock Dog 3. Yes, it's really a thing. Battle the Beat for $19.99. The DVD for $16.99. Great. Oh, Lord. So, basically what you're telling me is that we can't get all of the selection for Violent Night, like DVDs as well, but we get all of them for Rock Dog of all things? Really? Oh, well, that just goes to show you life is truly fair, folks. Yeah, not really. Not really at all, man. Oh, my Lord, dude. When I saw the first Rock Dog on physical media, I was like, okay, this is probably a mindless, harmless little animated flick, straight to DVD. Sure, keep the kiddies busy for an hour and a half. Why not, dude? And then when I saw the second film, I'm like, wait a minute. So they literally decided to make a sequel? The first one made enough money, sold enough units? I was like, okay, but, you didn't have some of the bigger named voice actors. So I'm like, okay, it's a lesser movie. But then that sold enough units to get a Rock Dog 3? Oh my God. Who's buying this shit? Seriously, man, who? I want names, man. God damn, man. Look, I'm sure they're fine little animated movies for what they are, man. You know, you sit the kids down, you waste an hour and a half-ish, and you get, you know, the dishes done, laundry done, whatever. But as far as actually being really great, I kinda highly doubt it, man. I mean, children's entertainment, let's be real, it's at a premium, a large premium at that, dude. And at a certain point, you know, you want good quality if you're paying it for the kids. You know, I mean, yes, you want something to just plop them there, but you could do SpongeBob, you could do Rugrats, you could do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a hell of a lot of Disney series out there and movies. Why a straight to DVD flick about Rockin' Dog? I mean, seriously, man. If you're gonna do anything, do Rover Dangerfield. I hear that dog has some good comedic chops. Oh, it does indeed, but I don't know about this, man. I mean, I'm sure I'll be back here in another year or two, and there'll be a Rock Dog 4, and I'll be even more confused how the hell that this series keeps on surviving. You know, in the nuclear holocaust, there will be some things that will survive, like cockroaches and Cher, and apparently Rock Dog as well, of course. Can't say that it'll probably be good, but an hour and a half time waster, sure, why not? Looking the foot in young Sherlock Holmes. Damn, look at this. The Blu-ray digital limited edition Steely Love for $18.79. Now that is a pretty goddamn good price. I don't know if you guys think so, but for me and this movie, oh, you bet your ass it is. Wow, I cannot believe that I am seeing this right now. It is in front of me and I'm actually holding it. That is amazing, man. I am shocked. I knew that this was getting released. I knew we were getting a steelbook edition of this, but to actually see it here at Target, man, there is a physical media god out there. There truly is, dude. Wow. This is an incredible movie, dude. Okay, so 1985. All right, now I didn't really watch this until probably the early 90s, dare I say. But, you know, when I was growing up, I was never the biggest Sherlock Holmes fan. I don't know, it never really appealed to me like it appealed to other people. But the first time that I had any interest in Sherlock Holmes was this movie, man. There was something about this film and seeing a young Sherlock Holmes as a kid and the adventures that just instantly made me a fan. And there are so many great movies of Sherlock Holmes out there, man. There's a ton of them. I mean, the old Basil Rathbone stuff, Hound of the Baskervilles, you name it. Amazing movies with that dude. I mean, you also have the newer ones with Downey, which is really great. More action, tongue-in-cheek, but really well done. You have the TV show stuff like Elementary that was on CBS, which was a modern take of it. Of course, you're continuing the adventures with Enola Holmes on Netflix, and those are really fun movies as well. So there's so many different iterations. Hell, they've even done comedic stuff like Holmes and Watson. Well, it can't all be good, can it? Oh, it really can't. Oh, God, don't even get me started on that piece of shit. But they've done a lot of iterations, and some are good, some are not so great, but I think Sherlock Holmes is just iconic because of the mysteries and the intrigue and the characters. Classic super sleuth cat and mouse game that makes it so damn fascinating, man. It truly does. And that has been used in modern cinema for such a long time, man. Whether we're talking about Knives Out nowadays, or of course the Hercule Poirot movies, which are really popular as well. It all started with Mr. Sherlock Holmes, baby. It truly did. And so it's iconic, it's classic, and it's really started a genre that has thrived to this very day. And I gotta say that this movie, at least as a young kid that I was, it opened up my imagination in wonderful ways. And if you think about it, it was a clever backdoor way to get me into future cat and mouse thriller type of movies, the more adult fare that would come down the pike. Stuff like The Bone Collector and The Little Things, and God knows how many other ones I've seen over the years, man. I've seen a shit ton of them, man. Way more than I can count, brother. But that was a unique way to slowly get you into that type of genre. And I love these type of young adult adaptations that can do that, man. They can sort of get you into a genre in those sneaky type of situations, man. And, you know, look, I do at times really like young adult type of movies, but is all of them good? Yeah, no, not really. All right. Some of them are really creative and imaginative and really propels children's minds in some really fascinating ways. And then there's others that are just mindless entertainment for the sake of being mindless because, well, you gotta put something on the fucking TV to keep them somewhat occupied, right? So that's kind of what it is, man. But this movie has kind of been forgotten. Sadly, no one rarely ever talks about this one unless you've actually watched it, unless you've experienced it and it's sort of stuck with you as a fan. A lot of it has kind of just waned in people's minds, man. And I think for me, seeing a great physical media edition steelbook style like this hopefully will re-engage people with this movie again. Hopefully will give them a chance to rediscover this and find it for the first time, because Sherlock Holmes is, at the end of the day, a really great character, a really unique character with a really great personality and clever perception and a smart mind. And there's so many great adaptations out there of this character, and this is one of the best ones. It truly is, man. I know some people will say, well, it's hard to get into black and white stuff. I get it. I can do it, but a lot of people can't. And maybe some of the modern adaptations don't have that sort of cheeky quality. This has the best of both worlds. It has the classic old school feel of Sherlock Holmes, but yet still feels modern enough where you don't feel disconnected to it. It's really fantastic with great comedy, humorous moments, colorful characters, relatable characters, fun, entertaining moments. You're going to be thrilled, you're going to be in wonder, and you're going to fall in love with Sherlock Holmes all over again. Maybe even for the first time, but if you're going to have your first time, might as well be this one. Oh, damn right, baby. God damn, this is a surprise, and one hell of one at that, man. So damn good. And Steely love for this? Well deserved. Oh, man, you bet your ass it is. Not bad, man. And not too shabby for the physical media target goodness, dare I say. Pretty damn sweet. Let's head out. We came, we saw, we conquered the physical media at Target. Oh yes, just like always, Target is definitely bringing the goods. Can't say sometimes it's always the greatest, but hey, it does the trick. Oh, it does indeed, man. And this week was kind of interesting because there's a little bit of big name titles out there, but there is some unique stuff, and Target did have it. Wasn't expecting the 4K love for Belly, was not expecting young Sherlock Holmes Steely love either. It was truly a shocker, man. But it was nice to see Violet Knight, and I guess even Rock Dog for what it was worth. They could have had a little bit more, but they had just enough to keep me going, and I was definitely satisfied. Not half bad for the physical media love this week. Not huge bombastic, but I was still happy with what I got in the end. And as a physical media lover, hey, that's all I can really expect from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I definitely know that you do, man, because no matter what, Showing off physical media is great and always makes me very happy. Physical media, boy, as always, and I know it does for you too. But enough of the Target love. We've been here long enough. Let's go check out more physical media goodness that is ahead.
All right, everybody, we are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go and check out if there's any interesting indie titles we're showing off. If there is, I'll bring it back to Film Fan 108 HQ and show it off to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I got to talk about a trailer with you guys. Oh, indeed I do. And you know what? Sometimes when an actor goes back to his old roots, it makes me feel a certain amount of nostalgia. And Nicolas Cage putting on the fangs again, oh, really gets me going. Oh, it does indeed with Renfield. Oh, coming this year, man. And I am so fucking super stoked for this movie. You have no idea, man. My God, dude. You know, I forget what website I was on, and I saw an image of Nicolas Cage, pale white makeup, wearing this like luxurious red looking suit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? And they're like, oh, he's shooting a new movie where he's a vampire. And I'm like, what? This is awesome. And thus, it's this film, man. He plays Dracula. Oh, man, does he. And I just love the idea behind this film, man. The idea that his loyal subject, Renfield, you know, he's in this really toxic relationship with Dracula, man. I mean, he does his bidding, but yet he gets these superpowers from him, but he can't really go against him because if he does, he's gonna lose these powers and immortality. And he's like, oh, no, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. So why not go to, like, you know, a support group meeting? Hey, somebody will understand your pain, I suppose. And I just love the idea that, you know, he's just so stuck in his ways and he can't get out of this terrible situation that he's in and all the comedy and the crazy hijinks that go with it. And I am so looking forward to this movie, man. I think this looks hilarious, man. Nicholas Hoult playing Renfield, dude, he's got that right amount of crazy insanity and lunacy that you just absolutely love. And even the small glimpse of Nicolas Cage, man, with all his regal gloriousness, his pimp cane. Oh, they call me Dracula. And I'm like, oh, man, Nick. Oh, you are cheesing up the place in the best way possible, baby. Dude, I remember Vampire's Kiss, okay? I remember that movie. I love that shit. Crazy, lunatic-like Nicolas Cage is the best Nicolas Cage, all right? And I don't know if we'll fully get that, you know, complete, you know, madness this time around, but I'm kind of hoping we do. But just seeing Nicolas Cage having fun, playing this regal, crazy, wild vampire, man, there's something about it that just, I'm like, dude, I'm there. I'm there for this. And you know, Nicolas Cage in his career at this point, he's just having fun, dude. He loves the stuff that he's doing. He loves diving into different types of genres, moments where he can be serious, moments where he can just cut loose. He's just having a ball, man, and I absolutely appreciate that so damn much. I really do. It looks hilarious. It looks action-packed with Renfield's superpowers and how he's able to, like, kill people. It looks gory. It looks just incredibly fun and entertaining, and I'm on board with this in a big bad way, dude. I hope it delivers, man. I just want madcap, hilarious insanity. And I kind of feel like this year we're going to get some really weird stuff, man. You know, I've talked about Cocaine Bear and now this movie, and there's a few other ones down the pike as well. And I'm like, dude, there's something about, you know, just diving into the craziness of it. And I think, you know, last year with movies like The Mean One or Terrifier 2 and all those other type of films, audiences want weird shit, man. They want some bizarre out there stuff, man, to be entertained by. And if you can pull that off and still make something really entertaining and well acted and the story is really well done and you get the full effect, I think people are willing to go with it, man. You know, entertainment now, there's so much stuff out there in the ether. You have to be special. You have to be a little bit bizarre in order to really make a statement, to really get your name out there. And man, this trailer really said it all. It said crazy, wild, superpower, Dracula insanity. And you know what? I love a good vampire movie. I love Nicolas Cage. You put the two together, and man, you got my money, bitch. Oh, you truly do, dude. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is going to be fun or entertaining, or could this be one of the worst turkeys of 2023? Let's hope it's the former. Let's hope for our sake, man. Nicolas Cage, don't let us down, baby. Oh, I need more good Nicolas Cage love in my life. And I think this one might supply it. Oh, indeed it might. Definitely let me know what you guys think. In the meantime, could there be some good indie love at the second Walmart? Possibly. But how about we go in and see what they got? All right, everybody. We're in at the good old second Walmart, and this week has been okay. Not tremendous, not stupendous, but just okay. And as physical media lovers, we know that sometimes we just have to settle, and settle in ain't half bad. But what about the indie weirdness, the indie oddity, the bizarro love? What about that? Do we have more of it? Because, quite frankly, you know, I do like that shit. I do indeed. So do we have it? Well, we kinda do. Oh, yes, baby. We do indeed. So you know what that means. We are heading back to Film Fan 108 HURU, South SU, to show off all of the physical media weirdness. Oh, let's hope it's a good one.
Merry Christmas!
Santa? I'm actually talking to Santa?
Why, yes you are, my boy. Santa himself. The red suit, the jolly beard, the oversized gun. Oh, yes, you're speaking to the man, the myth, the legend himself, and I am just going over my wonderful list. Ah, yes. Checking it twice, going to find out who's naughty. Or nice.
You do realize that Christmas has passed, right? You can sort of hold off on the list stuff, at least for the time being.
It's never too early to make the naughty and nice list, young man. Speaking of lists, I wonder where you are on the naughty and nice agenda.
I hate to break it to you, Santa, but I'm Jewish.
Wait a minute. Are you sure? Jew? What in the name of baby Jesus? That's gotta be wrong. You've gotta be on my list.
No offense, Santa, but you're not gonna find me on that list. I mean, I'm more nice than I am naughty. So they say. But, yeah, I think you've got bigger problems than finding me on the list. It looks like you're a little lost. You sure you took your pills today?
Of course I did! This is Santa Claus you're talking to. I'm responsible like that. So let's see here. I woke up. I got dressed. Same old attire I usually wear. I ended up having my milk and my cookies just the way. Santa likes it. And then I ended up taking my one-a-day Actually, wait a second. Was that really the gum? Holy baby manger! That was the Viagra! Oh my god. Oh, Mrs. Claus is going to be a very happy woman tonight. Oh, that doesn't matter. Get off the topic. Look, I don't believe that you are playing Kris Kringle for a fool. And I will never be made a fool of, sonny boy. I will never indeed. You've got to be on the list somewhere, somehow. I know you've got to. I'll find you on this list. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it eventually.
No, I'm Jewish, I swear. The circumcision can prove it.
Oh, fine. Ugh. I'll take your word for it. Oh, if that's the case, you don't even want any presents? You don't want good old Saint Nick to even visit you?
No, I don't really need any presents from you. I've got my 8 days, and that pretty much satisfies me. And no offense, but I don't even want to sit on your lap.
What? Are you serious? I mean, okay, fine. It's one thing to be Jewish, but you don't even want to sit on Santa's lap?
I mean, every kitty wants to sit on my lap.
Well, I guess I'm the naughty one then, ain't I?
Do you know what happens to the naughty kids that don't listen to Santa, don't sit on Santa's lap?
Ooh, jeez, I'm just staring with anticipation. What happens to the naughty ones?
Okay, you asked for it. Ho, 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 motherfucker!
Okay. Jeez, I didn't know you were packing, Santa. Okay, I'll sit on your lap, I'll get the presents. Hell, who needs Hanukkah anyways? You were always my favorite. Or whatever I gotta say to get out of this situation. Okay, look, Santa, look, I'll take whatever you're giving me. Whatever it is, I'll bite, okay? Just put the weapon down and leave this Jew alone, will ya? And while you're at it, how about you show off the physical media goodness? I mean, the elves can make all the toys, but you should be focusing on the movies, because you're the man. Might as well do the hard work, right? Yeah, exactly. You do that, put the gun away, and I'll just, I guess, start celebrating Christmas. I guess there's a first for everything.
You bet your candy cane ass you are now, bitch. Haha. 8 days. We gonna be celebrating 1. And if you don't get a Christmas tree next year, consider me one pissed off Santa. Oh, you're gonna buy the Christmas lights. You're gonna buy all of the holiday ornaments. Menorahs, dreidels. Unless they fit on the Christmas tree, you can forget about it. Because when Santa's coming to town, you better respect his ass. Get the chimney ready, baby, because I'm coming down and I'm giving you gifts whether you like it or not. I better get all the respect I deserve because Christmas is the holiday. I don't want to hear about Easter. I don't want to hear about Halloween, Thanksgiving. Forget about that shit. Christmas is all the damn time, baby. It truly is. And it's time that Santa gets the respect he properly deserves. And that means actually having the milk right where I damn well need it to be. I'm not talking about the fat-free milk. I'm not talking about the almond milk. Actually real ass milk, okay? I'm sick of drinking that watered down shit. Give me the real crap, damn it. And can we please give me the good cookies? I don't want the fat-free stuff. Okay, if I wanted to go on a goddamn diet, I would have done it years ago, motherfucker. Jesus, man, give me the good stuff. I'm Santa Claus, man. I make wishes come true, you bastards. Oh, man. So, I suppose with that being said, finally establishing the dominance that I so damn well deserve, I guess it's time to show off the physical media love because yes, I know the kiddies want the footballs and give me a bear and I want a little rabbit, can I have a doggy for Christmas? Fine, whatever you damn well want, but you also gotta have a little bit of physical media in your stocking stuffer because if you don't, well, I'm coming back for your ass. Not only am I taking back the gifts, but I'm gonna be giving some coals to some of you bastards out there. Oh, I truly will, man. So, fine. Have at it. Do whatever you want. I'll give you whatever. Stupid letters, all these little kids wanting stuff. Fine. Because I'll give you what you want as long as you give me what I want. And that is the physical media appreciation. The elves can go build all the other shit. Come on, build all these ungrateful bastards what they want anyways. Lord knows they won't thank me anyways, but what you will thank me for is the physical media weirdness. Yes, it's odd, it's ridiculous, it's over the top. Sometimes it doesn't make a lick of sense, but, well, the good news is that it is naughty. Not exactly nice, but I'll take naughty if it's in all the right places.
Naughty, nice, weird, ridiculous. We're all talking about the same thing. Only talking about the Walmart weirdness. Oh, yes, we are, baby. Let's dive in, shall we? This is definitely a unique stag, that's for damn sure, with none other than Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. They turned into weird, redneck, freak-looking oddities and started to kill a bunch of people. Apparently so in Jack and Jill, The Hills of Hell. blood is thicker than water. Damn right it is. Well, maybe if it, of course, stays in the family. Especially with these two. Holy shit. Ah, goddamn, man. Okay. Backwoods country weirdos that just happen to be named Jack and Jill. Yeah, we've seen these type of movies a time or two, haven't we? Sure. What the hell is this about? While searching for her missing daughter, Joe discovers a brother and sister killing team named Jack and Jill, appropriately, who are fetching more than buckets of water. The two are searching for something, and Joe may be linked to what they are after. Oh, man. Oh, goddamn, what the fuck? Jesus Christ, dude. You know, look, I like a good fairy tale turned upside down type of movie, man. And to be fair, there is a few out there that they've experimented with a time or two, man. And some are better than others. Like, for instance, I got to give a lot of love and appreciation to none other than Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. Oh, yes, this is a great movie, man. I remember watching this in the movie theater. I had a bunch of fun with this flick. Jeremy Renner is fantastic here. I really love Famke Janssen as the bad guy. It's kind of a cool little action-adventure flick wrapped around the whole Hansel and Gretel fairy tale storyline. And I like how they go about it, actually. I think it's actually quite clever and unique and interesting and actually kind of badass, man. I definitely would dig this one. It's not bad. Of course, they also have the horror film Gretel and Hansel, which is not bad either, actually. That's a pretty solid flick, man. Obviously much darker and much more twisted, but still kind of entertaining, man. Of course, there are ones that do take the good old nature of a fairy tale storyline and makes it even more classic somehow. And yes, that is none other than The Princess Bride. Oh, man, I love me some Princess Bride, dude. It is, to this day, still one of the best fairy tales of all time. There is no denying that. It truly, honestly is, man. And I have always dug this movie. Even though it's not based on any actual fairy tale, they take a lot of elements of various ones over the years and kind of mishmash it into a very unique and original tale, which I definitely appreciate, man. This is amazing and awesome and one of the best fantasy movies of all time. Dare you to prove me wrong, man. Oh, so good. And so there is a lot of ones out there that definitely are really unique and interesting in their own way. And I guess why not do a version of it where they're redneck weirdos too? Well, I guess everybody needs a little inspiration. Even backwoods rednecks? Well, shit. We gotta service every group. Even the odd ones. Yeah, God. Oh, man. You know what this kind of reminds me of, actually, weirdly enough? It reminds me more of, like, Wrong Turn than anything else. I mean, look at them. They look like they've been fucking each other for way too long, breeding in the family for way too long, and suddenly, well, fetching that pail of water, I think he's been fetching the pail with his sister a little bit way too much. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Oh, goddamn, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, I like a good little fairy tale spun in its own unique and interesting way, but I don't know, man. I mean, they've done different things a lot of times, whether it's James and the Giant Peach, which actually has had a few different iterations to it, which has kind of been fascinating, actually. Cinderella, which has had an adaptation or two attached to it. Hell, even good old Snow White. Yeah, Snow White has had a few very unique, interesting takes to Snow White, man. For instance, I gotta show a little love to none other than Snow White and the Huntsman, baby. This is a fantastic movie, dude. I remember when I first watched this, I was a little skeptical because I was like, doing a live action Snow White movie, but more of like an action adventure flick. And I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, man. Especially with like Kristen Stewart and shit. I was on the fence, man. But after watching it, I was truly impressed. I loved it. I love Chris Hemsworth in here, man. He is so fantastic. And of course, I gotta show a lot of love to Charlize Theron as the Queen, man. God, she's fucking evil as shit, and I love her in the movie, dude. Fantastic. The second film, not so much, but this one, pretty goddamn solid, man. Love the hell out of that. And of course, I gotta show a little bit of extra love to Snow White. This is an old school movie, man, with Sigourney Weaver and Sam Neill. Dude, this is a fantastic movie, man. I love this, man. I love Sigourney Weaver playing the evil queen and shit. Oh, gosh, she's so fucking good in this movie, man. It's a great little flick, man. It's, like I said, a different, interesting spin on the Snow White tale. More of like a horror tale more than anything else, but damn, is it really solid, dude. So they could do horror if they spin the fairy tale in a unique and interesting way and still keep its same core values to it. They could do some interesting things with adaptations of fairy tales. I just proved it, folks. But I don't know. Shit. I mean, like I said, it might have some redeeming value, maybe, kind of, sort of. I'm still on the fence about that, but I mean, look, horror has been spun in so many different ways, man, and I guess going down the fairy tale road and making it horrific is not anything new, but at the same time, I think you gotta be clever about it. You just can't do a simple cheapo hack and slasher and then call it Jack and Jill and just ape off of it, which is kind of what I think they're doing here. I don't know, man. I like a good freako, weirdo, backwoods hick type of movie, man. I mean, come on. The hills have eyes. Hello. Oh, man. So I like that type of stuff. And hell, even the Wrong Turn movies have some value to them. Well, at least the first couple. Can't say about the rest of the franchise. But hey, if Jack and Jill is any indication, maybe you'll get a few interesting kills, maybe some freakish looking people, and a fairy tale gone awry. Can't say it'll be good, can't say it'll be worth watching, but maybe for all you Jack and Jill lovers out there, maybe you'll find another reason to enjoy the tale but spun in a different way. Yeah, about that. Look, Jack and Jill can go fetch the pail all they want, but somehow they just can't find themselves in a good movie. Gonna steal, do it with some class. Yes, and Bandit. Ooh, Josh Duhamel, Alicia Cuthbert, and Mel Gibson. Oh, damn right, because you gotta catch 'em if you can. I like that, baby. Not bad. I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I did it mainly based on that cast, because let's be real, it's a pretty good cast, and on top of that, you've got some other noteworthy people here as well, like good old Nestor Carbonell from Lost, not too shabby, so you got some good names in this thing, and oh, by the way, based on a true story about this guy that, man, is anything but nice. Oh, well, he's got a good heart to him, but he's naughty in all the wrong ways. Oh, yes, man, because he's a con artist, a grifter, lies about his name, but he's trying to be a nice guy. He's trying to go on the straight and narrow, but at every single turn, he's not getting the opportunities that he wants. He ends up falling in love and marrying the social worker that he truly appreciates and cares for so much and really wants to give her the best life possible. The problem is, well, he can't really fucking afford it. And this was before inflation, folks. So, yeah, he's got all kinds of problems, man. So he decides to rob banks. And oh, by the way, he's actually pretty good at it. So he keeps on going, and it's all the quirky hijinks and the dangerous situations that go along with it. Oh, yeah, man. Now, I gotta admit, I walked in thinking to myself, look, it's a great cast, but yet it is a straight to DVD flick, so we've got to be very mindful of that. And so I didn't quite know how this was all going to turn out. And thankfully, man, thankfully, it's actually a really good movie. It's actually kind of fun, entertaining, great charm and personality by Josh Duhamel. I love Alicia Cuthbert here being the concerned wife, and once she finds out about what he's doing, yes, she can run from the situation and turn her back on him, but she actually doesn't. She actually supports him in it. And I like her role in that as well. Even Mel Gibson here, man. And Mel Gibson is touch and go nowadays, but for the small role he has, and I mean small because maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe, but man, he's great in here playing this guy that is loaning Josh Duhamel's character money, bankrolling some of the stuff he's doing. He's a shady, complicated, but yet kind-hearted man, and I actually really liked his role in there, man. Actually, everybody's really good. Hell, even Nestor Carbonell, who plays the agent that's going after Mel Gibson and Josh Duhamel, he's really good here as well. Sarcastic, and hell, even makes fun of his eyelashes. I mean, hey, man, you gotta have a sense of humor somehow. So I actually appreciate everybody in this movie, man, and they're playing their parts well. They know what type of movie they're in. They're playing it kind of cheeky and humorous, but yet on the edge of danger. It's kind of good, actually, and I'm kind of shocked by that, all things considered, man. And it's so wild to see this guy's life. I mean, really, the idea that some of these things seem so far-fetched and asinine, but they're totally true, and how he ends up conning all of these people in the process when he's doing his research to rob a bank. He'll wear certain disguises and he'll end up doing these wild, crazy scenarios, and it just gets way more over the top and way more complicated and dangerous the more he does it, because eventually they're gonna catch up to him, they're gonna catch on to him, they're going to figure out his a whole way of trying to plan these out, and it just gets more wild the more it goes on, man. And it's just crazy and it's ridiculous, and I loved every single second of it. I actually thought it was really solid, man. And you know what, look, as far as a bank heist movie goes, I mean, look, to be fair, this is not gonna break the mold as far as these type of movies. There's been many movies like it that have been made way many times over the years. Some actually are better than others. Like American Animals? Yes. Okay, it's more of like an art heist than a bank heist, but same concept, man. It's really good, man. Very dramatic, wild, true story tale. And man, it is really just a complicated, dangerous mess that these people went into, and it turns deadly very quickly. If you have never heard of this tale, this movie is really fucking solid, man. Fan-fucking-tastic. Love the hell out of that flick. Really, really well made. Of course, if you want to go a little bit more ridiculous, oh, we've got your back with Rock You Like the Hurricane, down there, Hurricane Eyes. Yes, man. From the director of the Fast and Furious, no shit. Oh man, with a movie like this, hell, one of these Fast and Furious motherfuckers had to have made something in order to make this shit. Oh damn, man. Look, it's actually really fun and actually really hilarious and action fueled. I really love this. I saw it in this movie theater with Bob, and we had a hell of a fun time with this flick, man. It is wild, it is crazy, and the idea of, okay, yes, you're end up raiding this bank and all the crazy complications that go along with it, but then on top of that, the hurricane coming, and then trying to get the money out of the fucking town, like, that's fucking crazy. And all the fucking nuttiness that happens in this thing, it's so great, man. And it just ups the stakes every single time, dude. And just when you think it gets so crazy that it can't get any more ridiculous, and then they go even more over the top, and you're just like, I kind of want more. I really do, dude. I love the Hurricane Heist. So fantastic. Really amazing film. I have a hell of a lot of fun times watching this, man. So, so good. Really, really well done, man. And of course, if you want to go a little bit more humorous, you can do that too. With a little bit of disorganized crime. Ah, yes. Look at that cast, man. Dude, you got Ed O'Neill, Lou Diamond Phillips, Daniel Roebuck, Corbin Burnson, Fred Gwynn. God damn, man. One hell of a cast. I love this flick, man. It's a really great little mafia heist movie that's just really, really well done that I really dig and find some really humorous moments in it. Really solid flick. If you've never heard of this, check it out. It's pretty fun, actually. Not bad overall, man. Pretty good. And of course, there's other ones out there. I mean, like Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13 and, oh, by the way, Ocean's 8. All the Ocean's films, man, and many others. There's always a good heist movie out there that is well worth diving into, and I'd actually put Bandit on that list as well. I seriously would, man, because it's just that fun, it's just that entertaining, it's just that wild of a story, and actually what's really great about this movie, and actually with any heist movie, is that yes, the heist is one thing, but you actually have to care about the characters and actually be invested in their situation. Because if you don't give a shit about the characters, then the heist is just the heist for what it is. Yes, it's kind of cool to see it and all the complications, but you gotta care about the characters at the end of the day in order to invest yourself in the story. And Bandit does that. It really does. I mean, Alicia Cuthbert does a great job. As I said, Mel Gibson does. But this movie rests on Josh Duhamel's shoulders. And, man, Josh Duhamel does a really good job here. You know, I don't talk a lot about Josh Duhamel because he's not the cat's meow of an actor, man. I mean, he's really not, dude, if you want me to be real. I mean, he's a fair enough actor, average at best. But outside of maybe doing some crazy wild action in the Transformers movies, I don't know if I really ever truly loved him. I mean, he was in that Win a Date with Tad Hamilton movie or whatever the fuck that was, and it was fine for what it is. It's kind of charming, but I was like, he's more of like the action guy and shooting up shit and not much else, and that's fine. You pick a lane, you stay with it, but I liked what he did with this movie, man. You felt empathy for the guy. You felt fear and you felt regret and you felt desperation. And he actually really did a solid job embodying this true life character. And I give him a lot of credit, man. The movie rests on his shoulders and he actually pulled his weight. And it's really, really fucking solid, man. It's dangerous. It's funny. It's action packed. It's actually got some heart to it as well. It's actually a surprisingly really solid flick, man. I can't say all heist movies are really all that good, and one that goes straight to DVD doesn't usually impress me, but Bandit actually kind of stole my attention and my heart at the same time. Damn, not only do you rob banks, but actually you make me care as well. Damn you, Bandit. But I gotta admit, when you're good, you're pretty good. You ever hear that statement, you are what you eat? Yeah, in this case, it's taken a step way too far in. Feed me. You are who you eat. Yeah. Sometimes fine dining isn't what it used to be, folks. Oh, shit. Oh, damn, man. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's true what they say. Sometimes, well, if you gotta be eating good, sometimes you ought to be eating flesh. Well, this guy takes that statement a little bit, more like way overboard. Ah, damn, dude. I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking, man. Seriously. I was looking at this, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, this is looking really sketchy, man. What the fuck am I gonna be watching here? And I thought it was gonna be like one of the most disgusting movies ever, and I kind of got just a wee bit excited over it. I was like, oh, it's sick and demented and will probably be perverted. Yeah, when in Rome. So I was like, fuck it, I guess. But at the same time, I was really apprehensive because I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, it could be disgustingly awesome or disgustingly bad. So, well, I guess I was going to take a gamble regardless. So, well, was it worth it, though? Was it worth the whole feeding frenzy of a movie that I had just dived into? Well, kinda, sorta. I mean, the movie is about Jed, and Jed is very distraught. His girlfriend of a very, very long time died, suicide, killed herself, and he is just pretty much not wanting to live anymore. Depressed and just out of his element and doesn't want to go on living. And Lionel comes up to him and suspiciously was also at the funeral actually, and at a bar approaches him and says, hey, by the way, sorry about the loss of your former lover, and it's really sad and everything like that, but I can help you. I can ease your pain. If you really want that, give me a call. Here's my card. Okay. What is it, like a 12-step program? Well, there is steps to it. More like body parts. Ah, shit. Yeah, exactly. Because Jed takes him up on his offer, gives him a call. Lionel talks to him and says, hey, by the way, I can eat you. What? Eat me? Wait, you mean like sexually or something? It's like, no, not that. No, I can eat you as in eat your body. Slowly but surely. And, well, you eventually end up obviously dying because you want to die. I actually get something out of it, nutrition. So it's a win-win, right? Jed is so distraught. He's so sad and just out of his mind that he says yes, signs a contract with Lionel. And so he goes back to Lionel's home, and Lionel slowly but surely is eating Jed, one body part at a time. And it's all of the crazy, hilarious complications that go along with it, and the disgusting ones as well. Oh, man. So I kind of was going through this movie thinking to myself, like, there's a part of me that's like thinking this is kind of funny and quirky and weird and slightly odd, but at the same time, I'm kind of enjoying it. But there's other moments where I'm like, it's kind of spinning its wheels. It's interesting to say that there's a movie about somebody eating another human being, and it's kind of not quite doing it for me. I mean, it is and it isn't. I mean, I like the personalities here. Jed is just an absolute wreck of a person. I mean, he is a sad sack of a human being, and you could tell that his zeal for life is completely gone, and he's just letting Lionel do whatever the fuck he wants. But slowly but surely, Jed is realizing, oh, wait a minute, maybe I do want to live. Well, that's after your arm is gone, and your leg is gone, and your fingers are gone, and maybe you ought to thought about bringing back your zest of life before losing the body parts. Probably would have helped matters. And then there's Lionel. That Lionel is so quirky and weird and odd that you can't help but kind of sympathizing for him, but yet being disgusted by him as well. I mean, who comes up with the idea of just casually going up to somebody and being like, I can ease your pain and suffering and sadness by eating you? Like, my God, man, that's a thing? Like, seriously, dude. Like, what the fuck, man? Can't you just go on the black market and buy a fucking liver and call it a day? Damn, man. Shit. But Lionel is just one of those weird, uncomfortable dudes that has no idea of human interaction.
Like, he's just so freakishly weird and out of his element that even the simple idea of conversation just is awkward to him. And I just love how the one time he ever gets satisfaction in his life, the one time where he actually feels like an actual human being, is when he's eating another person's flesh and literally cooking it on the George Foreman grill. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, oh my god, like these two are oddities that really do deserve each other, man. And the more it was going on, I was like, god damn it, how far are we taking this, dude? And there is literally moments where he's about to hack off the arm or the leg, and I'm like, oh, they're not really gonna show this shit, are they? And I'm like, no, they show it. And not only do they show it, but they show the pain and suffering of it. I mean, he's just like hacking and fucking hacking, man. I mean, especially at the arm, and you're like, dude, like, come on, take that shit off. And like, Jet is in pain. It's like, take that fucking off. Oh, God, stop. And he's just like, the fucking hacking the shit. And even I'm like, God, man, just fucking get it over with, will you? Like, the tendons are breaking and shit. And you're like, fucking hell. My God, man, like they show it. They are not shy in showing the removal of the body parts. They're not shy about showing him cooking the shit. They are not shy about him eating it. Like they really go there, man. They truly do. And man, it's a thing to watch, let me tell you, dude. And all the while, I'm kind of enjoying the ride. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, there's other really interesting cannibal movies out there. This is not the only one. It's definitely goes a mile or two, but there's other ones that this is definitely aping off of. Ones that walk so that Feed Me can run. Well, apparently. I mean, there is some interesting ones for sure, man. Like, and of course, I've got to talk about it, and that is none other than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface, baby. Oh, dude. The family that ends up eating flesh together stays together. Something like that. Oh, man. Let me tell you something, dude. I really, really love this. And it's just a twisted backwoods family that is just so psychotic and twisted. And man, it is really a sight to see, man. And it's interesting where Feed Me actually really shows you all of the blood and the gore and everything. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre has very little blood in it, actually. It's more suggestive than anything else. You think you see more than you really do. But that's a testament to the movie, man. It is dark, it is twisted, it's dramatic, and a hell of an horror icon. That's for damn sure, man. Very interesting indeed. You gotta love a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I absolutely do, baby. Not bad, man. Quite interesting. But then you have movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but you also have movies like Raw. Yes, Raw is quite good, man. Not nearly as entertaining as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, clearly, but more dramatic and a very unique story about this vegetarian that ends up having her run in with actually eating meat, and when she does, she turns very cannibalistic. It's actually quite fascinating, and it really goes to the idea of what meat really does to a person. It's actually quite terrifying if you think of the idea that, man, if every vegetarian ends up getting a taste of meat, they'll turn ravenous. Well, I guess at the end of the day, I'm glad vegetarians exist, because I'd rather have my girlfriend eat more spinach than my flesh. Right? Sure. Makes sense to me, obviously. I mean, they have dramatic takes like that. They also end up having more serial killer craziness, like, yes, the good old Dahmer, man. You know, some people are just born fucked up. They really are, man, and Dahmer is one of them, dude. Dahmer is one twisted motherfucker. And look, I love a lot of different Dahmer adaptations, but this one with Jeremy Renner is truly fantastic. I really love this movie. Jeremy Renner is downright scary as fuck, man, in this flick.
really solid, and people like Dahmer actually exist in the world, and that alone, man, freaks me the fuck out. No doubt about that. Of course, you have to at least say that there is a lot of cannibal movies that are very much eating flesh, like Slave of the Cannibal God and many other ones out there that use the idea of jungle cannibal craziness to end up picking off a few people and feeding a whole community. Well, at least they're getting nutrition. At least they are. Of course, we have to at least talk about a little bit of Hannibal Lecter. Yes. Ha ha. Oh, goddamn, man. Hannibal the Cannibal himself, dude. This is a phenomenal character, man. Whether we're talking about Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, Hannibal, who cares, man? Anthony Hopkins is fucking awesome as Lecter, man. He's absolutely great. And there's been a couple times where he's definitely taken the cannibal name a little too far, dude. Remember that part in this movie when he's literally frying Ray Liotta's brains and then feeding it to Ray Liotta? Holy shit. I remember that in the movie theater, man. People were like, oh. And I was like, give me more. I really was, dude. Goddamn, do I love this character and I love these movies. And Hopkins, great, man. Great as fucking Hannibal. He is absolutely amazing. But probably one of the best cannibal movies of all time, bar none, maybe highly underrated, dare I say. And that is none other than a little bit of Ravenous Love. Yes. Ravenous, baby. Dude, Robert Carlyle, Guy Pearce, Jeremy Davies, David Arquette. This is a phenomenal movie, man. You literally are who you eat, especially with this flick, man. I love this movie. The idea of the old colonial times and how somebody could really manipulate you and twist you and your sensibilities into eating other people. Man, so fantastic. Robert Carlyle is terrifying in this movie. Guy Pearce is fantastic. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite cannibal movies of all time. And one of the best lines that I still say to this day, Bob and I, anytime that we're with each other, we're always spouting this line, he's licking me. God, man, it's so great. Gory and fun and humorous, actually, and quite action-packed. Really, really well done, man. Love the shit out of this movie, man. They don't make them like Ravenous. That is for a damn sure, man. So fucking good, dude. So there is a lot of really great cannibal movies out there. Some a little more twisted, some a little bit more funny. Some that are jungle cannibals, serial killers, you name it. But nobody like Lionel Flack can feed me, man. Goddamn, dude. Jesus. This guy is a weirdo in all kinds of ways, and yet he does it with just such style and panache. Apparently so, man. It just gets so out there and so nutty and so ridiculous and so crazy, man. I mean, at a certain point, sanity just goes absolutely out the window, man, and it just becomes a crazy wild farce at a certain point. And almost like Grand Guignol, really. I mean, at the end of the day, I liked it for how fucking bizarre it was and how weird it is, but at the same time, I don't know if I absolutely loved it. Like, a lot of times the movie was just kind of spinning its wheels before you get to the next, like, crazy cutting off a limb, feeding on somebody's body part type of thing here. I mean, it's got moments where you kind of care about the characters, but it's all sort of matter of fact. All you really care about in this movie is the wild scenarios of the cutting of the flesh and the grilling of the body parts and eating them and all the manic craziness that goes with them. And that's what you really care about this flick for. It's not necessarily the characters. It's more of just the craziness that happens because of it. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad movie necessarily. But with Hannibal Lecter, you gotta remember that you do, at the end of the day, care about this human being. Anthony Hopkins makes him a complicated character
with emotions and feelings. Even though you're terrified of him, you're fascinated by him. And even the same with something like Ravenous. Yes, all the wild situations, but those characters in that story you're really invested in and seeing what happens at the end of the day. Some movies are just torture porn for being torture porn. You know what I'm saying? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes torture porn can be kind of fun. I mean, just saying, dude. I mean, whether it's the Saw series or even something like, well, I think you guys know where I'm going to go with this one, and that's none other than Hostel, which, look, Hostel is great. I'm really invested in the characters and what's going on, but come on. You came to that movie for the fucking craziness, okay? Let's be real. You truly did, man, and it didn't disappoint. It's probably one of the more popular torture porn movies of all time, but it kind of deserves it. I mean, kind of gruesome, but you kind of dig the characters and what kind of happens to them and the comeuppance. It's kind of fun for what it is, if you like torture and shit. I mean, why not, man? But I don't know. For this one, it just kind of felt like, yeah, it's has its moments of insanity and craziness, but if you're looking for crazy, wild blood and gore, then this movie is definitely for you. If you're looking for something with a little bit more substance, yeah, I like blood and gore. Trust me, I have a shitload of stuff in the collection that is all about horror in all of its many bloody forms, but I actually want to care about the characters and the story itself, and this movie doesn't exactly do that. I'm invested in Jed to a certain point, but I'm also like, dude, you've also done this to yourself, because what human being in their right mind is literally going to let another human being literally eat parts of their body just to end up dying? Like, man, you could have been like an organ donor or some shit and probably, I guess, gotten the same satisfaction in the end. I don't know, man. I mean, something, but look, I will give it this. It is crazy, it's wild, it's over the top, man, and it is pure insanity, plain and simple. But did I care about it all at the end of the day? I can't quite say I did, but I'm kind of glad I watched it, though. It is what it is, man. It's odd. It's all kinds of fucked up, but you kind of enjoy the batshit craziness of it. Well, at least I did. I don't know. It's complicated. I kind of liked it. I kind of didn't. But I'll give it this much. Well, if you want a movie that's all about just food for thought, well, you can watch Eat, Pray, Love, or you could watch Feed Me. Either way, you're getting some kind of satisfaction. But I can't say it's a good one. Oh, I can't indeed, man. Let's just put it this way. If this didn't put me off of meat, then something's wrong with my ass. Oh, shit. It is what it is. Good, bad, and different. It's certainly an experience. But then again, I could say the same for good old Walmart weirdness. Oh, yes, indeed, man. You know, sometimes pure insanity is just a store away, and Walmart provides one hell of an experience of it. It truly does. Naughty, nice. Well, it's a gift, but in all the wrong ways.
Some fairy tales can be quite nice. Some can even be naughty, but then there's the other rather pointless ones. Honestly, I've never really understood why Jack and Jill is really all that important. All they were doing is fetching a goddamn pail of water, and shit, they couldn't even do that right. No wonder they're backwoods hicks. Just speaking the truth. Stealing money for a good cause, is that even a thing? I mean, if it's for money, yeah, of course it is. And honestly, if you're doing it for Alicia Cuthbert, even better. Oh, Alicia, oh, you have been quite a nice girl this year. Oh, Santa's been watching. Oh, yeah. And, is there even a good way to spin cannibalism? Well, of course there is. Santa does it. I know what you kids are thinking. Wait a minute, Santa does cannibalism? I mean, of course I do. I've got to make an example out of the elves somehow. I mean, shit. If one gets out of line, Santa didn't get this fat for no reason. Oh, you bet your ass. Look at the Walmart weirdness. They gotta love it. It's been a little bit naughty, but in all the nice ways. Yes. A good treat indeed for a little bit of stocking stuffer love, perhaps? Maybe. We'll hold off on that. Yeah, it's good. Not great. Yes. There are certain movies that deserve the stocking stuffer love, and others that, quite frankly, can just deserve a big old lump of coal. Maybe the coal part. Maybe indeed. I'll let you guys decide on that one. But I know, kiddies. You're thinking to yourself, wait a minute. I thought Santa was nice. I thought he was sweet and jolly. Forget about that shit. Seriously, you don't think that I want to party? I want to smoke a little reefer? I want to watch a little pornography? Do you know how old Mrs. Claus is? God damn it, she's got more spiders in her veg than I see sometimes on people's ceilings. Jesus, man. I mean, I got a chubby that needs to be taken care of, and Mrs. Claus sure as shit ain't gonna do it, man. She's more ancient than a goddamn mummy. Fuck, man. I might get more wet off of a mummy than I would Mrs. Claus. Just saying, okay? I need to have my fulfillment. I need to end up relaxing and chilling out and just chillaxing. Come on, everybody needs it. Fuck, if the Easter Bunny can do it at times, if the fucking leprechaun can go into fucking outer space and Vegas and the fucking hood, then I think Santa Claus can fucking do his due diligence as well. I can get a little naughty from time to time, just saying. So you know what, guys? I'm gonna go. I got some wine here. I'm gonna get absolutely shit-faced and reminisce about the good old days when kids used to respect Santa. When I used to get laid by Mrs. Claus. Oh, God. Those were the good days. Oh, they were. The only way I can do it now is actually getting absolutely drunk and out of my mind. So, shit, whatever helps these days. Oh, whatever does indeed, man. But you guys go check out more of the physical media. I'm just gonna be over here literally getting drunk out of my skull. But just remember this, kids. If you ever had any doubt that Santa didn't love you, well, you'd be right. Okay, look, man, it's not that I don't love ya, I do, but God, you get on my fucking nerves from time to time, okay? Stop asking me for all this shit. Stop fucking writing all the letters, and stop with the fucking emails, okay? My goddamn Gmail is full of shit, spam up the ass. I can't read all your goddamn fucking stuff that you're typing, and learn how to spell, goddammit, Jesus, man. How hard is it to spell bear? Oh, man, okay, fine. Look, I got complaints up the ass. I could go forever, guys, but just enjoy physical media. Enjoy it. I'm gonna get sloshed and maybe peg a reindeer or two. Trust me, times are tough, and deer meat ain't what it used to be, okay? So, look, enjoy it. See the rest of the physical media. Love movies. And just make sure that what you're asking me for is some good shit. Because if it ain't worth my time, I sure as shit ain't gonna do it. Just know that when I'm coming to town, it better be damn well worth my time, because if it isn't, a lump of coal is waiting to get up your goddamn ass.
All right, everybody, we are at our fourth and final location, and when it comes to physical media goodness in 2023, I suppose even bookstores deserve a little love. Oh, indeed they do, and you definitely know where we are at, and that is none other than... yes, Barnes and Nobles, back yet again for all the B&N goodness. Let's hope that includes physical media love. Let's hope indeed it does. And considering that it's snowing like a motherfucker out, and I'm freezing my ass off, how about I go in and check the movies out? Sounds like a plan to me. Let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in a good old B&N, and I've got a fever. And the only prescription is more physical media. But the problem, where the hell is it? Seriously, man. I mean, they've got all the stuff from the previous weeks. They've got Till. They've got Black Adam, Smile, Woman King, She's Sad, Banshees of Inisherin, the Halloween trilogy. Not like I'm asking for it. I mean, Top Gun Maverick, Armageddon Time, Bullet Train, Thor, they've got all that. But what about, I don't know, the new stuff?
You know, stuff that would have came out this week. Bueller. Okay. Little odd that it's not right here front and center, but maybe it's deep within the catalogs of the rest of the Barnes & Noble's mass media. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to check it out. So what's the deal? Do we have anything at all? I mean, seriously, if we don't, that's a goddamn shame. But thankfully, your boy comes through because we do. Even if it's a little bit of 4K love, like Scream Factory goodness, you bet your ass we do. Yes, we'll down over there. 4K, a Blu-ray for $40. Hey, zombies ain't cheap. Bet your ass they're not. Ah, yes, the remake to Dawn of the Dead, man. You know, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of horror remakes that I frankly hate, man. They are downright dog shit, okay, man? But ever so occasionally, there comes along a remake where you're like, you know what? This really gives those movies a good name, man. You know, like John Carpenter's The Thing, for instance, right? I mean, that really comes to mind as far as really great remakes. And I would put Dawn of the Dead remake right up there as well, man. I really would. I remember when I heard news about they were going to be making this, and I was like, oh, come on, man. You're really going to redo the George Romero classic? How is that even possible, man? Oh, give me a break of bullshit, limp dick, fucking remake crap. Oh, it's gonna be fucking terrible, man. I was so not on board. And then when I sat in the movie theater, the first 5 minutes of that movie turned me around. I was like, okay, I'm on board with this thing. It's not going to be a copycat. They're going to take some elements from the original, but they're going to make their own thing. And they're going to do their own brand of, you know, zombie horror goodness. And I was totally on board with that, man. I love the brutality in this movie. I love the blood and the gore and the characters and the personality and the zombies. I love how they're like super fast. Like, you cannot get away from these zombies, man. I mean, it's not like they're slow moving, man. They are fucking doing Usain Bolt, like running shit. All right, they're doing like 100-meter runs, man, at your ass. They really are, dude, and it is terrifying as shit, man. It is fucking scary as hell. I love the creepy atmosphere. I love the mall setting. I love how they updated the mall for modern times, but yet kept the same style of vibe that the George Romero stuff did. I mean, it doesn't have as much of the messaging like commercialism and stuff like that, but you know, that was fine that they had left that stuff out. I didn't really mind that too much, man, but I just wanted a good, solid movie with solid special effects, solid zombie action, and characters that I could relate to and engage with and be concerned for, and this movie gave it to me, man. I was so surprised. I walked out of the movie theater and I was stunned. I was like, holy shit, man, this is really fucking good. And it truly is, dude. It's probably one of the better modern day zombie films that I've ever seen. And truth be told, I mean, there's a lot of zombie stuff that comes out every single year, man. You guys know that. If you're horror lovers, you've seen it all, man. And you know that a lot of it is, frankly, hot garbage, dude. It's bad, man. And so when you get a good one, man, you cherish that shit. And Dawn of the Dead remake is one of them, man. I love Ving Rhames here. I love Sarah Polley. Oh, dude, man. Mekhi Phifer is great with the whole, like, zombie baby stuff. Oh, dude. That was really fucking gnarly, man. That was great, dude. I love him in it. Ty Burrell is great here as well. Jake Weaver. Oh, dude. I mean, it's awesome. I just love these characters, and I love Zack Snyder's style, man. I love how he's able to shoot this thing and really give you that sense of dread and foreboding and danger. And I just love what he did with this, man. This was, you know, before the 300s. This was before, you know, the whole DC stuff, man. After I saw this film, man, I thought, whoever the hell this Zack Snyder guy is, dude, I'm on board, man, for whatever he does. And, some of the stuff has been good. 300 is okay. I like some of the DC stuff he did, but man, I really love Army of the Dead, man. I think Army of the Dead is fucking kick-ass, dude. I really do. It's not everybody's jam, but it's mine. I think he does kick-ass stuff with the zombie genre. I wish he'd do it more, man. He's so fucking good at it. And on top of that, James Gunn, oh, by the way, now the head of DC, he wrote the script to this, and I just love the characters and the dialogue and like the smart ass remarks. Like, I love that shit, dude. It's so great, man. This has a great blend of action and humor and horror, and it's all brought together in this great like hodgepodge, stew of a blend, and I think it works perfectly, man. It really does. There's not many really great modern day zombie films out there. There are a few, to be fair, like Train to Busan is really great, and a couple others that I can say, but Dawn of the Dead has to be among the pile that was really fucking great. I mean, it came out in the early 2000s, a really influential time for horror. The genre was really going through a change at that point, an identity crisis per se, and it's movies like Dawn of the Dead that really lifted it up in a great way and really ended up, giving us a really great moment in time where zombies were still fucking awesome, man. Zombies can still be great, but not as good as they used to be. Let's be real, man. And Dawn of the Dead is really one of the last times, at least in my honest opinion, where I really felt dread in a zombie movie. It's just so good, and it's so fucking awesome. And if you don't own it yet, the 4K Scream Factory love might just be something you might be able to dig. Oh, indeed, man. You got 3 discs, a shitload of special features, the unrated cut and the theatrical cut. And by the way, I would recommend the unrated cut. I love the theatrical cut, but the unrated cut is even better, man. Even more gory goodness, some great character moments. I definitely prefer the unrated over the theatrical, no doubt about it, man. This is what zombie movies should be. This is my jam, and this is a remake that is definitely worthy of anybody's attention.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, Santa Claus is beating some ass, wrecking some ass, killing some ass, so don't get on his bad side, because you will get fucking messed up. With Violent Night, the Blu-ray digital for $35. Hey, Santa has his expensive ways. Oh, indeed he does, man. Oh, yeah, it's nice to see this here at BNN. I thought they didn't have it. I was like, are you kidding me? They're not gonna have this Christmas classic goodness? Seriously, I hope down the road this is going to be a classic for all the Christmas holidays to come, because, man, it is just that damn good, man. Messed up Christmas classic, but hey, kind of my jam. Oh, kind of my jam indeed, man. And I was talking about at Target about like certain movies that kind of remind me of Violent Night, and I had mentioned Fat Man with Gibson, which I love, man, but there's a couple other ones that slightly remind me of Violent Night from time to time. Movies like Deadly Games from 1989, or as some people call it, Dial Code Santa Claus. Yes. Oh man, that is very much like Home Alone, but a more horrific Home Alone. This killer dressed up as Santa Claus and this kid having to put traps around to sort of end up protecting him and his family. It's pretty goddamn demented, dude. It really is. I love the hell out of that movie, man. That's some wild shit, dude. Of course, you've also got to mention Santa's Sleigh. Oh, I think that's one from like 2005. Dude, Santa Claus is played by Bill Goldberg. Yes, of wrestling fame, Bill Goldberg. Wow, dude, that is a crazy ass movie, man. It's got a great cast and a wild premise about Santa being this demon that lost a bet with an angel, and then he goes back to his wicked ways again. It's so weird, man. But it's so good. God, I love that shit, man. Oh, that's so fucking fantastic. Even A Christmas Horror Story. Yes, that little horror anthology tale. There's a segment in that movie where Santa Claus is fighting zombified elves. I kid you not, dude. Oh, and there's the whole thing with Krampus. Oh, man, it's great, dude. It's weird. It's not the best horror anthology in the world, but it's got its moments, man. It really does. And of course, there's so many more out there. Even the now Christmas horror classic of Krampus itself, which is great. I mean, there's so many really great, wonderful, wild Christmas horror tales out there just waiting to be put under the tree. Oh, indeed it is, man. And I think Violent Night is definitely one of them. And the movie made a good chunk of change at the box office. People actually were interested in seeing this and were entertained by it enough that it made enough ducats that we're getting a second movie. Yes, we're getting a sequel, Violent Night 2, baby. And I am so fucking stoked. I am pumped as hell for this. David Harbour returning, Tommy Wirkola coming back to direct. There was so many very interesting things that they left out in this movie. You know, showing off Mrs. Claus and the North Pole, and maybe even diving more into his backstory. Like, there's so much things here that you could definitely develop into a sequel. I am dying to find out where they're gonna go with this, man. This was one of those really great surprises that when I went to the movies, I was like, dude, I loved every second of this. It had the heart, it had the great action, and the horror, and the blood, and the gore. And I love the grizzly, badass, kick-ass Santa, man. I think David Harbour did brilliantly in this movie, man. And, you know, he deserves it. He really does, dude. I love him as Hopper in Stranger Things. And even though I didn't love the Hellboy remake, I thought David Harbour wasn't bad in the movie. I felt the movie let him down more than anything else. He is a really great actor, works his ass off, really puts in the A+ effort in anything he does, and this is the same way, man. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for Tommy Wirkola. I'm happy for strange, odd holiday horror classics to get another one added to the bunch. Oh, indeed I am, man. And we'll see where the sequel goes, but in the meantime, everybody should enjoy a little bit of Santa Violent Night Love. Oh, you bet your ass it is, man. You get some good special features, extended scenes, behind the scenes featurettes, and a hell of a lot more. This is what Christmas ought to be about. Can't say that I'm an authority on it, considering I'm a Jew, but hey, if this is how Christmas ought to be, then I think this Jew definitely approves. Ooh, now that's what I'm talking about. No, not Bruce Willis, trade that DVD crap. I mean, Death Wish Love. Oh, yes, look at this, the 4K Blu-ray of the original 1974 classic. Vigilante, City Style, Judge, Jury, and Executioner. Bronson, you bet your ass he is. Oh, for $40 for the 4K Charles Bronson Love, I consider that a steal. Oh, indeed I do, man. God damn, do I love this movie, man. And, you know, Bronson is such a great actor. I mean, he really is, dude. I mean, he's done so many wonderful movies over the years. I mean, whether it was The Dirty Dozen, which is great, The Mechanic, Once Upon a Time in the West, which is a really great movie, and so many others. Violent City, I could go on and on and on, man. He was great before Death Wish, to be fair. He really honestly was. But after Death Wish, oh, it was a whole nother realm, baby. Whole nother realm indeed, man. These ultra-violent action spectacles, the whole stuff he did with Cannon Films, man, the shit was nutty, it was ridiculous, it was crazy, it was over the top, and I loved every single fucking second of it. I really did, man, and this is yet another one of those, man. I just love him playing this guy where these punks end up, you know, taking down his family, and he needs to do justice the Bronson way. Oh, I love it, man. And this was the first of 5, count them, 5 Death Wish movies, okay? More crazy and wild, weird, and sadistic punks in every single next installment, and Bronson just has to up the ante
and the gun size even more. Oh, he really does, man. It's so great. It's just infectiously entertaining and badass, and Bronson is one tough as hell mofo that you do not want to piss off or cross, man. You do not want to do it at all. I love this movie, and it was a character that became popular. It was a series that became popular, and no wonder there was so many movies, because people just come back for more. How much more crazy is it gonna get? How much more violent is it gonna get? Man, what is Bronson gonna do to these bad guys now? It was so awesome. And he had just a shitload of these style movies with Cannon, and I love them all, man. They're just over the top, cheesy, but so fucking infectiously badass and fun, man. You just can't deny them. They're so great, man. And for Kino Lorber to give this the 4K love, that is pretty goddamn sweet, man. I mean, look, to be fair, there's a lot of people that have tried to ape off of Bronson over the years, man. I mean, lest we forget, as of recent, it's been Liam Neeson, who hasn't really been pulling it off all that well, but D for effort. People have tried to be the old badass motherfucker, but you just can't beat Bronson. You know what I mean? You just can't do it. I don't care how hard you try. It just is not possible, man. So many great actors in this piece. I mean, hell, even Jeff Goldblum playing one of the punks. He's so great. Oh, it's so amazingly great, dude. I mean, I already own Death Wish 3. I own Death Wish 2, and I guess, well, eventually I'm going to have to own Death Wish, because having more Bronson love in your collection, that can never, and I mean never, be a bad thing, man. Audio commentary, interviews, not bad. If you have never dived into the Death Wish love, I mean, I suppose you could watch the remake with Willis, which is not bad, actually. That's actually a pretty solid remake, but Willis has nothing on my man Bronson. Oh, you can bet your ass he does not, dude, because Bronson is eternally badass forever. Was that even ever a question? I mean, come on, man. Seriously, bro. Oh, so good. So effing awesome, and has to beat any collection. That is for damn sure, man. Well, we've got the Bronson love. We've got some horror goodness, even some 4K Scream Factory goodness as well. Not exactly the most perfect or best week for Barnes & Nobles, but it does the trick. Not bad indeed. Let's head on out. You know, for a hot minute there, I was seriously kind of concerned. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait a minute. Are you telling me that they have nothing new at all? I mean, come on, Barnes & Nobles. This is only the second video of 2023. Don't let me down now. And thankfully, they did not. I mean, we have the action, the Santa epic. We have Scream Factory goodness. Hell, we've had a little bit of Bronson love. So I can't quite fault Barnes & Noble. It's not that big of a week. There's not a lot of physical media love out there, but I'm trying to squeeze every last inch of movie love I can. And, well, here I definitely had to do it. Oh, that's for damn sure, man. You can't say it's plentiful everywhere, but they've got just enough to keep all of our movie love and physical media needs satisfied for the time being. That's for damn sure. Hey, it is what it is. I'm glad we got something, and as I always say, something is better than nothing. And this time, not too bad. Not too bad at all, man. Hope you agree. I'd like to think so. But how about we head home and finish the video? Alright, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD. Out and about video this week. And, you know what, look. Not every week is going to be crazy plentiful. Every single title is on every single shelf. It's just not going to be that way. You guys know that at this point. And yet, I'm very happy with what I got to see at the stores this week. Practically every single place that I went to, I saw something different. And that is a rarity. Sometimes you see the same thing over and over and over again.
And that's cool, but it's nice to change it up a little bit and see certain things that aren't at other stores and vice versa, and this week definitely had it. So, yeah, it might not have been crazy plentiful necessarily, but there was still a decent amount of variety out there. So, for me, I'm happy. I don't know about you, but there's a lot out there in the ether, a lot of stuff worth buying. Hopefully you picked up something good. If you did, definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, oh yeah, I picked up stuff. Of course I did, man. And the first thing I got, because I definitely needed to have it. Lord knows I've been praising it enough in the video as it is, so if I didn't get it, that'd be kind of weird. And that is none other than Violent Night. Oh, yes, baby. I picked this bad boy up, man. I had to. I love this movie. I love it. I picked it up actually over at Barnes & Noble's, crazy enough, man. And the slip is in great condition. It's just a great release and a great movie. And you know, I like these outside the box type of movies, man. The concept and the story and the characters, and you know, sometimes you want something unique. You want something interesting, fascinating, you know, something that's, you know, off the beaten path, so to speak. And this is one of those movies, man. I loved every single second of this movie. I was engaged with the characters. I love the whole Santa Claus angle. I love the idea of the die-hard angle of it and bringing Santa Claus into the mix. I thought that was clever. And I'm like, my God, man, why hasn't anybody else figured this shit out? I was like, my God, it's brilliant. And the execution is stellar. And I think with all those things going in its favor, of course it was going to be a great movie. And of course people really dug it, myself included, man. And I needed it in the collection. You know, look, as a Jew, I'm not going to lie. There's not many Christmas movies that is in the collection, all right? Very few of them. But if I have to have a Christmas movie, it ought to be this one. Just saying, man. Not saying it's going to become a Christmas classic, but maybe it's one of those ones that, if you're in the mood for Die Hard, if you like a little bit of Christmas goodness, and if you figure to yourself, why not combine the two? And if you're in the holiday cheer, I think this will definitely suffice. Oh, indeed it will, man. Violent Night is my kind of jam. Oh, absolutely it is, and well worth it indeed. This is one that definitely is going to get some use in the collection. Oh, that's for damn sure, man. I had to seriously pick up Violent Night. Why wouldn't I? Come on, man. It's totally my type of shit. Absolutely it is, man. So, of course, I picked up Violent Night. Now, before I get to some of the other unique pickups, I gotta say a few great words about one of my subscribers. Now, I got a message on my messenger from one of my great subscribers, Josh. He works at this pawn shop that is close by to me, and he said, hey, do you mind coming down? I'm interested to give you something. And I'm like, okay, what are you gonna give me? I was a little bit like, I don't know what this is. And he's basically getting rid of some of his collection. And I know what you guys are thinking. Wait a minute. Oh my God, he's getting rid of his collection? What? Well, it's for a good reason. His son is getting a little bit older. He has to have his own room. He has all his physical media in one of those rooms. And so he has to kind of get rid of some of that stuff in order to make room for his kid to actually have a room of his own. So it's a good excuse, all right? And so he's getting rid of some of that stuff, and he wanted me to look at some of the movies that he has, and if I wanted to take some of them, I could. And so I did. I ended up taking some off his hands. A lot of the stuff he had I already owned or was stuff I wasn't interested in. But I really appreciated that he took the time, thought of me, and I went down and I chatted with him and I got a couple movies off him. So thank you, Josh, so much. I really appreciate it, brother. You're a really great guy and an incredible human being. And, you know, if I can take some off your hands for a worthy cause of giving your kid his own room, I consider it an honor. I do. So, one of the ones I got off him is one that I actually kind of gave up on getting, because I was like, I could get it through Amazon, but the slipcover is going to be all fucked up. I know it because Lord knows I bought enough stuff off of Amazon. Nobody else had it. Walmart, Target, Barnes and Nobles, Best Buy might have, but the Best Buy near me ain't selling movies no more. And on top of that, the closest one is like an hour away, and who knows if they even have copies. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably never going to get this thing. I love the movie, but when I saw this in Josh's bag, I had to get it, man. And that is none other than Edge of Tomorrow. Oh, yes, live, die, repeat, baby. The 4K goodness. Oh, man. When I saw this in the bag, I'm like, instant pickup. Instant, dude. I love this movie, man. This was such an amazing experience to watch. The time travel and the sci-fi and the creatures and the action, it was so well done, dude. I love this movie. The acting was brilliant. And yet no one really went to see this movie, dude. Everybody kind of just wasn't interested. And I don't know whether it was because the marketing wasn't that well, or it just didn't really resonate, the posters or the title. Who knows, man? But people pass by this movie. But what happens a lot of times, and I always say this, is that if you're a good movie, even if you succeed at the box office or fail, you will be found by audiences eventually. It is word of mouth. It is people lending physical copies to other people and just saying, hey, this is worth it. Check it out. And Edge of Tomorrow is one of those movies that proves that, because ever since its box office failure, people have found this movie. People have recommended it to others, and so on and so forth. And it's gotten a bit of a following. Enough to get the 4K love, enough to actually give it a chance to at least get it out to the masses a little bit more than what it was beforehand. And I just really love this movie, and it's a great slice of sci-fi heaven. And Tom Cruise, man, I don't care whether you put him in a Top Gun sequel. I don't care whether you put him in this sci-fi time travel movie. The guy is dedicated, man. He will act his ass off. He will put his body on the line, man. He cares about the material, because if he truly does, he will do anything for a movie, and Edge of Tomorrow really proves it, man. It is an amazing film. Extremely well executed, great directing, great acting, the special effects are phenomenal, and the story is dynamic, and I couldn't ask for anything more. I love this movie from the moment I watched it, and now to finally have in the collection is very, very well worth it. Edge of Tomorrow is going to find a nice place in the collection. Oh, that's for damn sure, man. Not half bad on that. And then the one other thing I got from him that I really was like shocked to see it, because I was thinking about picking this up. I was at some point, but then I thought, I really like the movie, but I don't know if I really want to spend the money to get it. But the fact that it was free, I'm down, man. Because sometimes in a collection you need a little bit of rap love with 8 Mile. Oh, the steel book love of 8 Mile, baby. Look at this. I really dig this movie. I saw it in the movie theater. I loved it. You gotta understand, I was, and still kind of am, a big fan of Eminem. I've loved his music. I've loved his lyrics. I've loved, how he conducts himself and who he is. And I know he turns a lot of people off, but at the end of the day, you got to know where a person's heart truly lies. Some of it is an act, and some of it is their true selves. And this guy has been through the ringer in his life. The hardships that he's had to deal with, and to come out on the other end being successful and loved and, making people's lives better through your music, that's not easy to do. And he's done it. And so I give the guy a lot of credit. Regardless whether or not you like the dude, you have to respect the success that he's had. And he's definitely earned it, in my opinion, man. And so when I heard about 8 Mile, and it was kind of like based on his life and his story, and he was going to be the main actor in it, I was kind of like, I don't know, dude, because I've seen a lot of rappers that, quite frankly, as good as they are in music videos and their music, man, they can't act worth shit. Okay? And so I'm like, oh god, this is really bad, dude. This is gonna be rough. And I was so pleasantly surprised how great the movie is, man. His acting in it, and everybody's acting in it. I mean, Kim Basinger, she's amazing in this movie, and everybody else involved. It's a really great story of somebody struggling and the complications and the accomplishments of getting out of your rough life. Rags to riches type of movie. And I really love the struggles and his story. And for me, the movie is incredibly engaging. The music is extremely well done. And the acting is pretty damn solid, dude. I gotta admit, I really loved this movie. And I walked away feeling really impressed by this flick. And even though Eminem really hasn't done much acting since, I kind of feel like this is his opus right here, right? It's kind of weird to say that, but I kind of feel like he really put his heart and soul into this, and you really feel it in this movie. And I've never owned it, man. I never owned it on DVD or Blu-ray or anything like that. And like I said, I was really thinking of buying this thing. I really honestly was. And being on the fence because there was other things I wanted to buy, and I wasn't really sure whether I was ultimately going to get it or not. But man, when I saw it in Josh's bag, I just immediately had to grab it, dude. And so it's great. Awesome. The Steelbook love can't be beat. Let me tell you, man. Solid. Rock solid indeed. It's nice to have more Steelbook love in the collection, especially for a movie that I like. It's been a hot minute since I've watched it, and I think it's about time for a revisit, don't you? Especially in Steelbook form. Oh, indeed it is. And like I said, I want to thank Josh in a big bad way, man, because again, you didn't have to do that. And even though, yes, I didn't take as many as you probably wanted me to, I hope other people get some of the stuff that you're giving out. Hopefully, you know, other people are able to get a certain amount of entertainment out of those movies. And as you said, you're sending these movies off to good homes. And that's really the ultimate thing about it is, you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And the fact that you want somebody to take it home that's going to appreciate it. And I'm glad that you thought of me, man. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you got any more, hell, I'll come and check them out. Indeed, I will, man. But that was really nice of him. Really nice indeed. And big, big thanks to that guy. Really nice indeed. But on to the last couple things I got, because this I picked up over at Target. Oh, yes, did I, man? Because when I saw this, I had to, dude. There was no doubt that I had to pick this up. I couldn't believe that it was in the store. I seriously didn't, because I was like, this is amazing. Wow. I thought I would have to order this online. It's right in front of me, dude. And that's why I'm always saying, dude, I don't mind buying from the stores. When I think it's worth it to buy at the retail locations, I will buy. And this is one of those instances where, yeah, I had to buy. And that is none other than young Sherlock Holmes. Oh, the game's afoot indeed. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is amazing. Man, more Steely love. This is fucking phenomenal. It's amazing. I couldn't believe that Target had this. And they had that one copy. And I for damn sure knew it was coming home with me, man. I knew it indeed. Oh, look at this. This is awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, it's so great, man. You know, I love this movie. And for me, a young adult adaptation like this is perfect, because Sherlock Holmes is old material that ever so occasionally is reinvented for a new audience over time. And some of those ones are better than others. And this is some of the best. I mean, as a young kid watching this, it opened up my imagination. The idea of this sleuth and this cat and mouse game, and not everything is what it seems, and I dug it. And it made me want to dive into more Sherlock Holmes. This is the movie that did it, man. The characters and the situations, Sherlock and Watson and Moriarty, and oh, dude, it was so great, man. And I just think to myself, dude, they just don't make them like this no more. I mean, as much as I love the Downey stuff, as much as I love Enola Holmes, which I think is really phenomenal, you know, Elementary was so great, the old Basil Rathbone movies, you know, for me, it all stems from young Sherlock Holmes, and watching that movie and watching the young adventures. It's almost like watching the adventures of young Indiana Jones, right? You know, there's something about seeing a younger version and those adventures that just sort of, you know, light your imagination up. And this was one of those movies that did it, man. It's so great. It's so awesome. And over the years, I've kind of thought about this movie, man. Every time I watch something Sherlock Holmes, I'm always thinking about this movie, and I'm always like, man, I wish there would be a great physical media edition to come out of this, man. And, man, it's just languishing in, like, you know, just hell of not getting a good release. And finally, it got it, man. Oh, the Steelbook love is amazing, and just the fact to have this in my hands, to have a chance to re-experience young Sherlock Holmes love, man, that is amazing. You know, there's certain things you have on your bucket list, and you never think for a million years you're going to actually get it, and then you see it in a store, and you just think to yourself, like, man, it just brings me back to when I was a kid, and I need to have it. And this is one of those times, man. It's so great. If you've never experienced young Sherlock Holmes, please to God do it. It's such a great adventure type of movie. And, you know, it's one that just makes you feel like a kid again. At least it does for me, man. Oh, I love this movie so much. So happy to have it in the collection. Another one off the bucket list down. That's for damn sure, man. Not bad at all. But we got one more. So I bought one at Barnes & Noble's. I bought one at Target, and I suppose I had to buy one at Walmart. I did, come on. Wasn't it inevitable? Oh, it was, because, you know, when I'm talking about horror love, old school, cheesy, weird horror love, Restaurant is definitely supplying the goods with The Dentist and The Dentist 2. Oh, yes. God, the Collector Series. This is awesome. This is amazing, okay? Let me tell you something, man. My eyes lit up like a motherfucker seeing this in the stores, dude. Just like with young Sherlock Holmes, man, I just can't believe that this gets a release and it's actually in a retail store that I can buy it. That is awesome, man. And let me tell you, you know, back when I watched these movies, I was getting into all kinds of horror stuff. And the thing about it is, you know, when you're a horror lover, you're watching the essentials, right? You're watching the Friday the 13th and the Halloweens and the Nightmare on Elm Streets and the Hellraisers, the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, and so on and so forth, right? You're watching all those things, man. And at a certain point, you get to watching all those things where there's other recommendations that you get. You know, you get the Reanimators, and you end up getting, you know, all of the zombie movies and all that stuff. And then you get more recommendations. And The Dentist is one of those ones that down the line you eventually get to, oh, you've seen all these slasher type of movies? We haven't seen The Dentist. Then I'm like, oh, what's this, man? And when I was a young horror lover, I was just like eating all of it up, man, like candy. I was just going for it in a big bad way, man. Cheesy, ridiculous. Oh, dude, give me it, man. And The Dentist was one of those ones where I was like, dude, this is so awesome. Dude, the dentist is killing people. It's great. I loved it, and I love the cheesiness and the over-the-top quality of it, and the ridiculous acting that Corbin Burnson is doing, but it's so great, man, and the kills are so cool, and I just love how cheesy it is. I've always loved it, and to get a chance to revisit it, that's going to be awesome, man. I just never thought in a million years the Dentist movies would get physical media love, but here we are, man. And I give big ups to Vestron that has put out some really great editions of some really obscure movies that I think deserve far more appreciation than sometimes it gets. I think the Dentist movies have kind of been forgotten over the years. The people who remember them, they remember them, but a lot of people don't. And sometimes these cheesy B-movie horror flicks, you know, some get passed by for other things that are not really all that good. But I think the Dentist deserves far more appreciation than it gets. And with this, oh, I definitely think it will. Oh, for damn sure, man. A dentist killing people? I can dig it. I can dig it indeed. Open wide, because the Dentist is coming after your ass. Oh, and the artwork and everything. So fucking cool, man. Look at this. This is definitely a physical media stack worth appreciating. That is for damn sure, man. Horror, violent action, sci-fi gold, rap love, and the game is afoot for mystery. Oh, physical media love. More to add to the collection. That ain't half bad. And before I let you guys go, well, I gotta talk about something, obviously. And this is quite interesting for physical media collectors, and I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think about this. Mill Creek Entertainment announces new home entertainment licensing agreement with Disney. I ain't kidding. Well, let's dive in, shall we? Disney has announced that it has signed a home entertainment licensing agreement with Mill Creek Entertainment, a division of Alliance Entertainment Holding Corporation, a distributor and wholesaler at the world's largest in-stock selection of music, movies, video games, electronics, arcades, and collectibles. In the multi-year agreement, Distribution Solutions, a division of Alliance Entertainment Holding Corporation, will distribute hundreds of select physical Blu-ray and DVD live-action film and television properties from the ABC Signature, 20th Television, Hollywood Pictures, Touchstone Pictures, and 20th Century Studios content libraries. Jeff Hain, Senior VP of Acquisitions and Production of Mill Creek Entertainment, said in a statement, "This significant partnership further builds on our studio's substantial offering of home entertainment products that appeal to collectors and fans alike. Mill Creek will assume the role of vendor of record on certain existing titles." Ben Means, president of Mill Creek Entertainment, said also in a statement, "We are excited to have signed a licensing agreement with the Walt Disney Company. This incredible partnership is a testament to Mill Creek's solid reputation as a premier resource for major studio content providers. Titles will benefit from our vast network of physical and e-commerce retailers, including several where we have proprietary fixtures for DVD and Blu-ray products." Jeff Walker, CEO of Alliance Entertainment, also ended up saying, "Disney is a leader in the video industry, and we are humbled that they chose Alliance to maximize the sales of hundreds of their film and television properties. We have built 3 great divisions to produce the video industry's best sales channel to drive sales of physical video product by incorporating the skills of Mill Creek for licensing and production, distribution solutions for retail and bulk distribution, and Alliance Entertainment for one-stop sales and e-commerce fulfillment." Ooh, indeed. It's good if you're a Mill Creek fan, for sure. I mean, Mill Creek getting a deal like this is major. It's huge. It's gigantic, all right? And at the same time, they don't really talk about everything in that article, because here's the rub. Mill Creek cannot do new transfers of any of the titles that Disney is giving them, which means that whatever Disney gives them is what they have to take. I don't even know if they can even create new content on those discs. What I mean is, like, if they want to do new audio commentaries, new special features, etc., I don't know if they're going to be able to do that either. So not only can Mill Creek not actually do new transfers of the Disney titles that they'll be getting, And most likely they won't really be creating any new special features either. And so all you're getting is these new Disney titles or same old editions being thrown into the marketplace as is, without any new upgrades whatsoever. And that sucks. Okay? And I just wonder, because, don't get me wrong, at times I really like Mill Creek, and I think Mill Creek is really decent at moments, but there's other times when I ask myself, like, dude, Vinegar Syndrome's doing a hell of a job. You look at Safran, and you look at Shout Factory, and, overseas, 88 Films, and Arrow, and I could go on and on and on, Imprint Films, and oh my god, so many of them out there. And you give it to Mill Creek, and I think the reason why was basically is like, you are not to do anything else with our titles other than release them, and that's it. And yeah, that's all well and good, and for certain collectors, fine. Hey, at least they're out there in the ether, but we can't change the picture quality, much of the audio, and probably not any new special features whatsoever. So what's the point? If we can't improve on what's come before, then we're just basically releasing the same old shit, just in different packaging. Hey, great, right? And I just ask myself, is that what physical media collectors want? Is that what you guys are hungering for? Because I got to admit, when I look at certain editions that I've seen from Vinegar Syndrome, for instance, whether it's something like the Amityville Horror or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and I ask myself, are those editions worth it? But then I think to myself, they're putting new special features on, they're putting new packaging, new artwork, improving the picture quality and sound quality, and I thought to myself, okay, I can't say that I'm all for every single edition getting an upgrade. I can't say that I am. But in this certain instance, that I think works out well for the fans. But to just get a mediocre product, just to have a mediocre product, is that really what we're going to stand for? Is that really what we're expecting the marketplace to be now? Because think about it like this, guys, and I've told you this God knows how many times, we're paying more for our products. You know that. You go on these boutique label sites, you're paying more money. You go on retail websites like Best Buy, you're paying insane amounts of money, and it ain't lowering. So you are paying a certain amount for a product that is inferior. Do you want that? Do you like that? I don't know if I necessarily do. I mean, for me, it's going to be a case-by-case basis of which titles Mill Creek is releasing and whether it's worth it or not. And I think we have to take a really hard look and ask ourselves, are we willing to go down that road? As physical media collectors, are we okay with mediocrity just for the sake of doing that? And I'm going to be honest with you, man. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to settle anymore. What I get in my collection, I know that I want, right? I want that certain edition. I know that I'm paying for quality. I know that I'm paying for assurance to know that it's going to come in great condition, that I know I'm getting all the great special features and the audio quality. I know all of that stuff. And, Disney is a company that, has the cojones, I guess I should say, to go to a company like Mill Creek and say, yeah, if you want, we'll make a deal with you. You can put out our stuff. But in order to do that, we don't want you to do A, B, C, D, and E. But A, B, C, D, and E are the most important things. And they don't want that to happen. And so Mill Creek just says, yes, 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 more. Like that's all, what they want. And Mill Creek, I can guarantee you, never once said to Disney, well, we'd like to upgrade the picture quality, or we'd like to work on the sound, or can we add more special features, etc., etc. I guarantee you they never once said that. They saw Disney, the name, oh my god, we're going to get all these titles, and that's all they saw. And for me, I look at companies like Kino Lorber or Vinegar Syndrome, and I look at those companies and I see that basically they're like, look, we can re-release the stuff. We can put out the same old edition as everybody else did, but that's going to defeat the purpose. Why would they buy ours when we're doing the exact same thing as everybody else? We need to spice it up. We need to do better packaging, and we need to upgrade the picture, and we need to have confidence in the marketplace that we're actually going to put out a good product and that people will want to buy it because it is that good of a product, that we're selling it to people and we're charging that much money because we're confident in what we're doing. I just don't see that here, guys. And as a physical media collector, it's time to start asking ourselves the hard questions. This is 2023. Movies and physical media and entertainment are getting more expensive. And, you know, there's so many different editions of movies out there. There's the 4K editions, and then there's the Blu-ray editions, and there's the DVD editions, and there's the Steelbook editions, and then there's the Digibook editions, and there's the foreign releases, and I could go on, man. And, you know, multi-pack editions, you name it. And at a certain point, we're just buying for the sake of buying, and we're spinning our fucking wheels, man. That's what we're doing. And these companies know it. These companies know that, well, as long as I slap on a slipcover, as long as I slap on one artwork thing here that you love, you're going to buy the same damn thing 20 more fucking times. And this is the case with Mill Creek, and this is the case with Disney. And at the same time, yes, am I happy that we're getting these editions from Mill Creek? Absolutely, man. But I don't have confidence in this. I don't have confidence that we're going to get great editions of these movies. We're going to get the same old editions, but just with a fancy new slipcover or a fancy new packaging, and that's it. But it's the same goddamn thing that you've had before. And as a movie collector, I've got to admit to you guys that I'm at my wit's end. I'm completely at my wit's end with this because I keep hearing everybody say, you need to buy 4K. You need to upgrade everything to your 4K editions. No, I don't. If I like the edition that I have, why the fuck do I need to upgrade just for the sake of pleasing your ass? No, I don't need to do that. Or, oh, you need to get this Steelbook edition because if you don't get this Steelbook edition, oh my god, you're not a real collector if you don't do that. And I'm like, really? Because I have this really great edition that I love already. I don't need to rebuy it. Now, there's certain instances where I will rebuy. If I think the edition is worth it, I think the more special features are worth it, if I think they've put the time and effort into it, and the packaging is really well done, then yes, I will upgrade. But that's of my own choosing. But I want good product nowadays. That's what I want. As a physical media collector, I feel like I deserve good product. If I am paying the money, if I am laying down my cash for this company, I better damn well get a good product out of it. And that means better picture quality. That means sound. That means new special features and really great packaging that's going to wow me enough to bring me to the dance. This is not the way that it's going nowadays. And this Disney Mill Creek deal only truly emphasizes that even more. And yes, you could be happy the fact that they're re-putting out all these releases of these older titles that haven't had a release in a long time. And in some ways, I have to appreciate that because for newer collectors, maybe they can't get their hands on some of those older editions. Maybe those older editions are out of print. And so this brings them back into print and gives, these new collectors a chance to get them, or collectors who didn't get them before to finally have them in their hands. So I'm not saying that it's entirely bad that this deal is happening. I think there's a lot of benefits to it, but I also think there's a lot of downsides. And as a physical media collector, I have to start weighing the options of what I buy and the reasons why I buy them, and I can't just keep buying the same old editions over and over again if I'm not getting anything new in the process. And this is where we're at with physical media nowadays. This is where we are truly at. And we can bitch and complain if something isn't on 4K, and we can bitch and complain that there's not a good edition or it doesn't have a slipcover to it. We can bitch and complain all we want. But at the end of the day, what you're paying for is quality. And if you don't get that quality, is it worth buying it? Is it worth having mediocrity in your collection over and over and over again just to get the latest edition because everybody else is getting it? And this is the big struggle of being a physical media collector. And I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that Mill Creek is going to put out great editions and better picture quality and prove me wrong, because I want to be proven wrong. But something tells me that the type of company that Disney is, the type of controlling company that Disney is, there's no way that that's going to happen, guys. And you're going to get the 12th installment of whatever edition that they're going to put out now, just with a fancy slipcover or new artwork, and you're just going to have to bite the dust and deal with it. And is that worth it to buy that edition if you already have it in your collection? Is it worth your time and money to get another edition of it just to have it because it's brand new? That's the tough part about this, guys. On one hand, it's good. You get older titles on physical media again, and there's a certain amount of appreciation to that. But you're getting the same old stuff, but nothing new that comes with it. Where do you land? Are you willing to, sacrifice your money for the same type of product? Or are you just happy that they're putting the new stuff out? Where's the in-between? What will ultimately satisfy collectors? And at the end of the day, let's be real, ain't nothing satisfies our ass. Okay, nothing satisfies us whatsoever. So, we'll still bitch and complain regardless. But it is what it is, man. I'm glad this deal went down to a certain degree, but I just worry that we're just going to get the same stuff over and over again, and it's just ultimately not worth it to have it if that's all we're going to get, guys. As a collector, you have to have certain standards. And if you don't, then you're just continuing to buy shit for the sake of buying shit, and your money is just getting pissed away. It's honestly my opinion, guys. It's not a popular opinion. Lord knows a lot of people don't like that thought. They just want to buy. But at a certain point, I've bought so many goddamn times that I need results at the end of the day. In order to give my hard-earned money out to somebody, you better show me that it's worth it. And Mill Creek, you better do that, because if not, you ain't getting my cash. Just saying, guys. What do you think about this? What are your thoughts? I'm dying to know. Let me know, indeed. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos I do. Check out movie reviews with my friends, live streams. Check out Blu-ray pickup videos and all the older content that is out there, and newer content that is slowly but surely coming your way as well. Check it all out. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I make a video. Check out the social media stuff, the Instagram, Facebook, FilmFan108. Check out what I post on there, special pictures and videos. Definitely check all that stuff out. If you want to send the channel any movie-related goodness, posters, packages, physical media, you name it, you can. The P.O. box is in the description below. It is not expected, but it's definitely appreciated. You guys have went out of your way to send some amazing things my way. It's been a while, and I know times are tough. If you are interested to send something, hey, I'm very willing to accept it. So hopefully I will get some cool stuff soon. If so, I will definitely show it off to you guys. And I guess that does it for the video, man. I mean, honestly, it was pretty damn good this week. All things considered, it really was, despite maybe not having everything we wanted, and crazy enough, not having Bones and All. Which, by the way, I want to say something about Bones and All, man. That I found out that it was only online, which is weird. Because, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this movie came to movie theaters. Like, it was, high-profile actors in this thing. A high-profile director. Like, it's only online? Like, that's weird, dude. But that's just the way the out and abouts roll, man. You never quite know what you're going to find. You never quite know what you're going to see. But I guess that's the fun and yet the frustration of it at the same time. But I still continue to do it because I love it, and I love it for you guys. So regardless of what's in the store and what's not in the store, hey, I just go with the flow, baby. Indeed I do, and yet I'll do it again next time. So I will see you back next time for a brand new out and about video. Take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.